Hi guys, welcome back to the Mob Jazz Podcast. We're here with Melvin and the, and the voice of the people, along with myself, Jaycee. We have a special guest in the building today.
Really special.
Snaps for him, Robin Malinga, COO of Creatures Animation.
Let's go.
Welcome, bro. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very
man.
much. Thank you very much. Glad to be here, guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Robin's part of the tribe family.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. It's growing.
So it makes sense that you'd be our first guest, you know. one of our first guests.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, bro, what's up, man? How have you been?
I've been good. It seems like COVID is winding down, hopefully, and life is starting to go back
To normal.
To normal-ish. We're starting to go back to work, seeing human beings again. You know, starting to go to public places. I think I can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Bro, I heard you guys were the hardest working people at Motive, man. We'll try and steal that title, man, but I don't know.
Really, yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I can neither confirm nor
Don't
deny
deny
that
it.
because
Literally, when I was asking the Motive people, like, how late can we stay here? I said, so you see those creatures, guys? Those guys stay till as late as they want. So you guys might be able to stay late as well.
really,
Yeah.
man.
Hardest working people. Somebody's just going to go back when these guys are working. They just be like, "Gay."
Gay.
Stop it. Bro, so what's it like working for an animation studio, man? Do we
Is
have
he working
several?
for, or he?
We think you've taken
like,
like-
is he like one of our founders? He's
Yeah,
one
like
of our
what's it
founders.
like working?
Having,
Like
creating,
creating.
building.
What is it like, man?
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, I think everyone will have their own kind of understanding of what it's like. But it's very exciting because directly out of campus, I moved. Actually, during campus, we founded the company while I was still studying. So I left school and went directly into what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was storytelling from the beginning.
Yeah.
And animation is a platform. And I feel like it's that way for Raymond as well. I can't speak for everyone in the studio, but like it's really exciting to be able to tell stories. Like I've been writing since I was a child. I used to read to my parents and stuff, and my friends and everything, but no one's really paying attention to your rubbish stories. But like they weren't rubbish, they're actually really good. But you know, to be able to go from somebody who is writing stories in a book and then you see it actually become something that we can produce and see it get onto a screen, and then it's an amazing experience. I really love it. It's not work, it's just life,
It's just what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be able to make money from it and live your lives, it's
even
just
better.
even better. It's just even better. There was quite a hustle at the start, but you know,
Yeah.
that's what the story is.
I guess. So, do you think you could give us some backstory on creatures as an entity?
Yeah. How far back do you
As
want
far
to
back
go?
as you want, bro. We have time.
The beginning, in the beginning.
So this story of creatures, depending on whether you hear it from me or Raymond, there are two different perspectives, but then they converge at some point.
Yeah.
So I'll start at the point when it started to converge.
Just to point out who is Raymond.
Oh, Raymond is my brother. We founded Creatures Animation together. Sorry, I was just saying his name,
Yeah.
assuming that everyone who was watching the podcast knew who he
knew
was. And he has been around every kind of thing. Right?
Oh, he has been all over
CNN,
media.
BBC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Been all over
This
media.
has been around.
So if you don't know us, by the way,
Around.
like okay, yeah. So like our story goes back to when we were children in our parents' house, but not children of like 10 years old. You know, Raymond is maybe like 4 years older than me.
You're not sure?
That's big, bro.
You know, it seems like it's supposed to be obvious, eh?
Yeah. But yeah, I know. I feel you.
It seems like it's supposed to be obvious.
I feel you.
Everyone keeps on getting shocked that I don't know my brothers. This is ages because I have other brothers.
brothers.
But like, it's not that obvious. I don't think they know how old I am in particular. They know the range. But Raymond is I think about 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
And so you have to imagine every time I'm talking, I'm speaking of a guy who is 4 years older than me, and I'm the youngest, and so he's my older brother. They're elder brothers. So back in our house, like I told you, I'd always been writing stories, and I'd been writing in books and stuff like this. And one day, Raymond and I happened to bump into each other. I know we lived in the same house, yes, but like we happened to bump into each other as people who both told stories. Like I never knew Raymond was writing as well, and he never knew I was writing, yet we're in the same house. And it was this grand moment. We're like, oh my God, you're doing this stuff too, writing in a random book and telling stories. So what happened is there was this room we used to call the Harry Potter room because it was under the stairs.
Hey,
That's life.
reference.
So we used to go to the room like almost every night, and then we'd keep on exchanging ideas about where my story had reached and his story and what. And then Raymond was like, wouldn't it be cool if we'd be able to tell these stories? And you're like, yeah, but where back in the day, with African parents, it's not the easiest thing to say.
Going into creative work.
I want to make cartoons.
Yeah.
It sounds it sounds mad. Where is the doctor in that statement? Where is the lawyer?
That was an engineer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Raymond had actually started campus. I'm skipping ahead. Like this happened for quite some time, and Raymond joined campus in his first year, and he was doing computer science. At Makerere University. So he was doing computer science. I think he was in his first semester, but it wasn't the thing that he wanted to do, clearly. And he gathered up confidence. I'm not sure how he would tell this, but he would probably tell you more about how his emotional state before he went and gathered up confidence to talk to my father about the fact that he wanted to make cartoons. I say make cartoons because I don't want to say animation, because make cartoons sounds a bit more ridiculous.
That's what he had.
That's what the parents were.
That's all they were hearing. You want to make cartoon.
Cartoon.
Cartoon. Not even plural, singular.
So he gathered up the confidence. I don't know what that must have felt like for him, but he went and told my father that he wanted to make cartoon. And I don't know what kind of magic or what went down, but my father agreed.
After one conversation.
It was one conversation.
Wow.
He was like, it was like, okay, cool. Fine. I wasn't there for Raymond's, like I didn't hear what Raymond said to him. Those are words that I don't actually know.
The secret words.
Yeah, because it was something that none of us ever thought would ever happen. But anyway, my father agreed, and Raymond went and studied animation. And so it was a 4-year course. During that time, I was in high school, stroke campus, because it overlapped. And, we used to chat on Facebook, whatever it was called those days, when Facebook was the thing that people used to use to communicate. Those poking, there was a wall, the Facebook wall, those things. But we used to, so like I would get like
Farmville.
Yeah.
Farmville. And Mafia about what?
Farmville was a mess, bro.
Farmville is that.
That's the original metaverse, man. I think after Farmville,
Farmville
like,
is goated.
where can we take Farmville? Kumbe, it's just the metaverse is basically Farmville.
What was the Mafia game? It was Farmville and another
What
Mafia game.
City?
Yeah,
Mafia
something
City.
like that.
Great.
Something
You
like
man.
that.
Jesus Christ.
And now you put it behind the wires.
In the
so it's time to be a proper poor.
Anyway,
Okay.
so we were chatting on Facebook Facebook messages, and we kept on sharing the stories like we would do in the Harry Potter room. We would keep on, like, I would get my one computer lesson in the week and go and see a message from Raymond. Then I would send back and come back the next week, Tuesday or Thursday. I don't remember what day it was.
How old were you at this point?
Maybe 17, 18, because my Form 5, Form 6 is 17. I left when I was 18. And we were doing this going back and forth. And eventually, around 2015, Raymond left Malaysia, where he was studying, and came back to Uganda. He had been working there for a while at a studio called Wow. And he quit his job and came back because the plan had always been to start an animation studio here and tell our own Ugandan stories, which is quite kudos to him. That's quite, because he was earning money and he could have lived a whole life in Malaysia. But he decided to quit and come back. And when he came back, we started the company, and we started not from the Harry Potter room this time, but from like some other room in the house, at my parents' house. Then we moved to the garage. They were gracious enough to clear out the garage and let us do it. Like
Set up shop.
set up shop there. My parents, the parents were really great
Yeah,
about
they sound dope,
man.
man.
They sound very supportive.
They were really, really supportive. Surprisingly so, because everything that they had said to us from the beginning of time was not this. So this was in complete contradiction of what they were doing. As in, they were like, yeah, let these guys do this thing. Let these guys do this thing.
What do you think made them accept it so much as like something that they can allow their children to do? What do you think it was? Do you have any theories? The reason I'm asking is because I know so many people who want to get into creative work.
Yeah.
But the issue they always tell me is their parents. Like, how will I talk to my parents about this?
Well, I think I can't speak for everybody's parents.
Yeah.
But I would like maybe to suggest, because many of us are afraid of talking to our parents, and it's like, those guys' parents are not like ours. And maybe that's what somebody watching is thinking. But like, the truth is, I find that if you have what I like to term as real talk, of like, you sit down and you're like, okay, this is not, mommy, I want a PlayStation. It's like,
this is what I want to do with my life.
Like, you look somebody and have a heart-to-heart with them. Because even if they initially dismiss you, they will go back and think about it like this person was actually really serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an adult, you've finished campus, you've finished high school, I don't know, at whatever point that they feel like that person might be reasoning, they'll sit back and actually consider it. I think that our parents saw how passionate that this thing was to us. And, probably it coincides with some other things in their life. I don't know.
My bad. I don't even want to cut you off, bro, but I don't want to lose the point that I have in my head.
Yeah.
I think that guys just forget that, bro, our parents are they're like living, growing people.
Human beings.
So I think that when we become adults, there's this shift that occurs. Because, okay, yeah, you might become an adult when you reach a certain age, but then there's just a certain behavior that they'll notice where they'll be like, okay, now this guy here is an adult. And I feel like it registers and it changes the way they perceive, what they want for you. When they realize that you wish certain things for yourself, it's easier for them to let you try certain things out.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of guys are kind of afraid of their parents because you've grown up with this person who has like a rigid idea of what you should do with your life, how you should move, and then suddenly you have your own mind and they notice that, and they're not as rigid anymore.
I hear you, but I think in Africa here particularly, okay, like Uganda, it's like the generation that came before us has a particular issue with having a career in the arts, like it being in the arts. I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, my dad used to tell us, like, when he was in uni, if you're doing MDD in full was Musilu Dala Dala, which means like really, really stupid. Yeah. So that's like the mentality that they had towards like arts. Like, you tell me you want to be a singer, you tell me you want to be a artist.
Failure.
They just equate that with like no money. And I don't know, is that rooted in facts? Is that the case here? You're in the creative industry. Maybe you can like answer this question once and for all.
Well, what I would say is, most parents, as you know, are just looking out for their kids. Yeah. And the journey that they have been through is what they understand. And if your parent has been somebody who has worked, let me say, in the government and gone through that path, they believe that most likely, they believe that is what the correct thing is. And so it's like, why would you do anything else? This is a tried and tested path. Like,
I've cleared the way.
Yeah.
Like, you can make it through here.
And on the side of the MDD things, you should realize that, I don't know how old your parents are, but me, I would like to believe that the people who made it in the arts industry back in the day were really a minority. If we're to go back and even just think, I'll go to a recent past of like the Jose Chameleons, because they were way younger than my parents were. My parents are not in their their age group, but like at the time when I was seeing Jose Chameleon on the TV and Bebe Cool, the Bobby Wines, you know, these guys were being referred to as Bayai, you know, like that's what it is, you know. But then the thing is that look at them now, and they have probably richer than some of our parents.
Yeah.
And most. Just like a million last I checked. Sometime I saw some list was like over the 8th richest artist in Africa.
Look at
Bro,
that.
yeah, something like that.
I think it's a very classist thing. I think that in the past, maybe like way back in the past, let's say like the 50s or the 60s, the people who got involved in the arts weren't necessarily people of a lower status. But then what it meant to be successful in the arts wasn't success in everyone else's eyes. So say, for example, you did a show at National Theatre, guys be like, okay, you did the show, but where's the bread? Like, where's the bank?
Yeah.
Or how often are you going to do those shows? Where will you make the money? So guys will be like, okay, this guy's a very good dancer, but there's no money in that.
Yeah.
And then later on, it evolved to a thing where the people who are succeeding in the arts were people from, let's just say, like the lower echelons of society. So now for a person from the middle class to say that they want to participate in the arts, your parents are like, bro, why? Like, that's something that people, like lesser people do. So why would you want to do that now?
I don't know if it was like a lower class thing, but I think it's like the people who, when they were growing up in school, those who didn't pass or those who do art. I think it's something like that.
I think that there was also that dimension for sure.
Definitely was.
I think there's like so many layers to this thing, but at the same time, I think it's something that has to go because artists are making mad cash right now, bro. I was seeing some Ugandan photographers on Instagram. Bro, these guys sell their prints to, and painters actually. They were painters, not photographers. They sell their art to collectors in France and the US for like $18,000, $20,000, $50,000 that per piece. So like there's really, and this guy's like a guy from Masaka.
Yeah, but bro, I think it's just not yet a mainstream appreciation for that. It's like one of those things where we'll say, okay, there's some guy who's selling over vanilla in over where, you know, and no one knows he's doing that shit versus a guy who's selling something like coffee. Everyone knows he's making that bread.
When you're talking about like creativity, also a lot of people who are doing it now, a lot of it is just for money. Like you can find someone who, fine, you're talented, and they're like, I can make NFTs because I've seen all these stories about NFTs and I can do it, sell my NFT at 20K and chill. Yeah. I mean, it's the environment we live in now. But something about the creative industries, you have to have passion for it to keep doing it.
A lot of what we say is that there is spirit. You know, there's that spirit you have to put in your art, in your craft. You can't, like, the truth is you can make a lot of money from NFTs if you're just doing stuff.
Yeah.
But there's, I would like to say, a sixth sense that people can sense how much spirit went into some
piece of work.
Yeah, a piece of work.
Facts.
You can just tell. You can just feel it from far. You can tell when somebody's acting, when somebody wrote a song. You listen to the lyrics and you're like, Jesus, this person, it's resonating with you at a deeper level. Even if the words are simple as, I don't know.
Yeah.
I drank beer last night, and but then he's really passionate about what he's singing.
It slaps,
and it slaps, you know, and it becomes
number
the song.
one.
Okay, it really sounds like it slaps.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but bro, to the voices point, I mean, it's like you guys said, there's always going to be guys who are just in it for the money. But bro, I also feel like those guys are so important because, like, it's important for guys to know that there's money to be made in a certain thing. And the more people go to that thing, the more visible it is to everyone else that there might be money in that, right?
Yeah.
So them who maybe are not as passionate as you might be, like, they also sort of help because guys will come to it knowing that guys might be making money here, but then there's this one guy who like him, he deserves more money because his shit is fire.
Yeah.
You dig? It's one of those things.
You can look at it in any form, even like sports, you know, like there'll be, I don't know, Formula 1 teams or soccer teams that are all about the passion and what. Then there'll be a billionaire who invests in Manchester City and it's like, we're here for the money. And the thing is that the results show.
Exactly. It's important that some guys are in it for the money because they know how to draw that money in. You dig?
But the way I look at art in particular is it's very tricky to look at it from, like, to attack it from a monetary perspective because it's so hard to predict, bro. Like, I feel like art should come purely from a passion point, like a place of passion. That's how you go the farthest in your art, in your craft. It should come from a place of passion, because there's going to be times when you're not getting any money. I think that's going to be majority of the time. Like very few artists make it big. The rest are just like
actually, if especially in an industry as difficult as ours, if you enter the art industry in whatever form, music, painting, animation, acting, film, without that passion,
you've gone.
I won't say you've gone, but like it's gonna be really difficult. First of all, it's going to be difficult with your passion, and you're going to be tried and tested. It's going to be failure, a little bit of success,
then
failure. Or let me say, like, you're making good like products. You know, your song is nice, your film is nice, your animation is nice, your painting is nice, but nobody cares. And that's something that you have to deal with. But if you don't have passion for it, the drive will burn out faster. Because if you thought that you're going to paint one thing and sell an NFT for 4 ETH,
shock on you.
Hey.
No one's gonna care,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be like, let me try one more, and no one's not gonna care.
And then you'll be like,
that
shit is dead.
That thing doesn't make money.
It's dead.
Then you'll be the parent in the next 20 years telling your children,
do those things.
do those things. There's no money.
So you think our parents are failed dancers?
No. That was a separate point.
Tried singing.
Okay, man. So let's talk about your company and the projects you guys are running at the moment. Well, I guess what you've done in the past.
Before we get into the current projects, let's first talk about the past projects.
Yeah.
Kalabanda in my
It's my
homework.
A Kalabanda in my homework would be
I took a
interesting.
Kalabanda in my homework. A Kalabanda in my homework.
Kalabanda in my homework.
No, that's part 2.
The origin story.
Yeah.
What's the background behind that? Like,
So Kalabanda in my homework was an idea initiated by Raymond. He had so basically he came to me someday and said, I had this great idea of a story. It's called The Kalabanda in My Homework, and it's about a kid who goes to class one day and he says, "A Kalabanda ate my homework" as his excuse. You know, dog ate my homework. Very, very simple. But what happened is we before we decided what project to do, we were batting off a few ideas here and there, and we stuck on that story and decided to follow through and make a short film about it, because we've been talking about the hustle of the creative industry. So when we entered and we started the company, you've started an animation studio, but what do you do next? So we tried a few things. We tried going to a few people, because you have no money. We've tried going to a few people, telling them, we can do this stuff. Maybe if you could give us some money, we make an ad for you. But then you have no portfolio.
yeah.
And all we had was Raymond's portfolio from his school. And to be honest, the work was too good that people said it didn't look African.
That was their problem.
That was their problem.
They didn't believe he made it.
No, they believed he made it, but they said it doesn't look
African.
They want
They want
touch.
something that looks African.
Yeah,
like the
because
quality has to be less.
yes, it was actually quite insulting that they believed
messed
that
up.
what African would be looking a bit worse.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's
And
messed
that
up.
was what we had to face for, I think, like the first year. The first year of our company, we made no money, 0 shillings. Granted, we were in our parents' house and we were eating and living,
Yeah.
but the company had no money. It could have died, and most companies in
Die
Uganda
in
die
a
after.
hostel.
Yeah. So we tried a bunch of people here and there. We made samples, worked our asses off, and everybody rejected us. And eventually, Raymond came and he put his foot down and said, "No, we're going to do this film," because we discussed it before. But I honestly was against it, because I was like, we're gonna make a film, but nobody knows who the hell we are, and we're as in, like, it's just going to come out like, what? How? We're 2 people in the house. We're 2 people in the company. Fine, the story is cool, but like, also it had not been done before. The industry right now is very different.
From when you guys started.
And I would say internationally, because one of the things that we realized actually during the process of making a Kalabanda Ate My Homework is that there was very little reference for black animation. It did not exist. The only thing that we could find in 2015 was Frozen from The Incredibles.
That's what I was
only
thinking.
black character.
That was the only
what I was
black
thinking.
3D animated
Animation.
character that we could
That's
find.
crazy.
That's wild.
And it's a totally different world right now.
I mean, you'd say Lion King, but that's really
My
not.
brain is actually
no black people.
There's no one black
people
That's,
per
yeah,
se.
exactly.
The only African things that existed in the world were always animals, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it was. There's, I don't know, other things. But
What
there
was that Disney animation with the princess? Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, like
Princess,
5.
but 3D. He said 3D.
3D.
3D
yeah,
animation.
no, it was
Because
nothing.
while you're trying to look for reference of how the skin was textured, etc, you can't find anything except 2004's Incredibles, Frozen. And you're like, man, that's such old.
And Frozen is in a suit the
In
whole
a-
time that
yeah.
only leaves his
And
mouth.
that's what
And
is
it's not in
white.
all the scenes, you know?
So actually a lot of our noise from Kalabanda Ate My Homework came because when people saw it across the world, they realized they had never seen anything like it. It was an anomaly.
They had a visceral reaction to seeing black 3D.
Brand
To
new.
black 3D characters. They did not exist. So that's what happened. And we hadn't realized it. We realized it while we're walking, and we're like, no one has done this before. It's crazy. No American, no Brazilian, no one. And it was just the reality of the world at the time. Anyway, so Kalabanda Ate My Homework.
2015 is not a long time ago.
Yeah,
bro.
it's not.
That's like
Yes.
years two.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
That's
Because this is
crazy.
2022. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not long.
That's crazy.
The world has changed so much.
It has changed so much. Like, I've been scrolling through my feed and like a lot of the animation videos I see now are like black animation, 2D, 3D animation.
They're there.
There's so much reference now. So that's a trend you started.
I don't know about
They can't take credit for it, but they were part of the
questions.
You're part of like the spearheaders.
That's okay. You
Let's
don't need
see.
to be humble
Yeah.
here, bro.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's
okay.
okay.
Well-
it's okay.
Well, I would like to say that we were the inspiration for people to actually do it, and you know,
That's it.
Yeah.
You had
Let's
it
go.
to your
let's
first.
just say that that's what it
Give
is.
the man his roses.
yeah.
Anyway, so we started making the film, and the purpose of the film Kalabanda Ate My Homework was actually to build the Creatures animation team. So because you should understand at the beginning it was just Robin and Raymond Malinga in a house, and you
The
have
garage.
this story. We have tried to write some scripts. We have gone back and forth about the story, and one thing that we really needed to do, and one of the mistakes that we saw many creatives doing in the country, especially in the animation and film industry, is that they liked working alone. You see, what would have happened is that a guy would have studied animation, come back here and said, I'm going to be the guy who does it by myself. But then the thing is that now no other animation studio in the world
Is one
works
guy.
with one
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
How do you expect to do a full-length feature film? I mean, you could do it, but it will take you a long time. So we wanted to build a team. So we started bringing on guys one by one, here and there, found them in different places. And the purpose of the film was to build and train a team, which is what we did. So we did that and went through the thing, and we did it slowly and eventually had a film. And it was released. You know, we just decided to take the process as seriously as possible if we were making it. So at each stage of production, from the script to there's what they call the animatic, then there is like, you know, first drafts of the film. We were testing with different people. You know, you start with your mother, you know, Africa. You're like, do you laugh? You watch her and then she doesn't laugh. And then you're like, maybe it's my
What do we
mother.
need to add?
Then you try with another person, the other person also doesn't laugh. Then like, okay, so that joke is not working. Let's take it out. Let's adjust it. Maybe the timing is what, or the joke was funny before we added in music. The music has made the joke not funny. You know, we just took it as seriously as possible. And even with the marketing, we tried to make as much noise as we could from the resources that we had, which was zero.
Yeah.
So you use social media and try to make noise. I remember I posted on my Facebook. Damn, Facebook, so long ago.
I posted
Anyway,
on Facebook.
I posted on my Facebook.
Status.
Yeah. Status
I
did not
updated
exist.
it. I updated
That's
it.
what's on your mind.
That's what's on
It
your
was
mind.
on
Yeah.
it's what's on your mind. Jesus.
What's
I
on
was
your
trying to
mind?
say the wall. The Facebook
The
wall.
timeline.
Well, let's
What do you call the timeline?
It was
It
called
Don't even
status.
call the timeline.
It was called Facebook status.
You're supposed to
why you call it
update your
status?
status.
Update your status.
No, guys, you guys are
And like I think
confusing
would ask you
WhatsApp
what's
with
on your
Facebook.
mind.
Come on, relax. We're all on Facebook.
Okay, fine. What's in your mind? Status wall timeline.
Timeline.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I posted, and I remember because by the time that we were releasing the trailer for the film, I was in third year campus at MUBS. I was studying business administration, in case that's the thing that you want to know. So I shared that a poster, the first poster that we had planned for weeks, and you post it with all these nerves because you're like, Jesus, people are going to think I'm mad. And I had a discussion with some of my group mates the next morning. No, the morning that I posted it, sorry. The morning that I posted it, I had a discussion with them. So I had to go, after you posted it, and all right? And everyone has seen the thing, and they're
like,
what's this Kalabanda
yeah.
stuff?
You guys pray for you.
And because it's nothing that's come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they didn't like shut me down, but it was like whatever you're doing, man. What's that stuff? And I was like, yeah, man, we're trying some stuff out here. It's like an animation.
Yeah, he downplayed even. Yeah,
it's
nothing much.
Nothing much. And guys, they watch until we reach the trailer. The trailer was the first thing. The trailer of a Kalabanda in my homework was the first thing that showed everybody that we could actually have some decent work.
Yeah.
And it was not all just talk. And it actually changed a lot for us. And it's one of those things of like while I speak to people in like the film industry or in the animation industry, because animation, they're all in the same industry. It's all part of the film industry. So like usually if you have a script and no one is believing in it, you need to reach proof of concept. You need to have a pilot. You need to have a trailer. You need to have something visual that people can see, because that's the point when it's like, oh, that's what you're talking about. So no one believed us. Now they'll believe us, maybe. Because sometimes you say now, because after releasing the film, we became the Kalabanda people. And everyone is like, you have to release Kalabanda. That's what it has to be.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but man, I got some other stories in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But now when you tell somebody that other story, they're like, that Kalabanda thing sounds like the thing.
Fire,
Then you have to
Another proof of
you have
concept.
to do that. So as in, I guess you earn your stripes, because there's a point, like guys like Christopher Nolan will walk into the studio's office and say, I'm making a movie about this cup and this boat, and it's going to be great. And they'll be like, great, here's $300 million. So I guess you earn your stripes over time, and it's still a journey that we're taking.
I really want to know, how long was the script?
The script.
Yeah.
The script was 12 pages long.
Okay.
12 pages long. So, should I say this? Let me say
Just
this.
say
Let
it.
me say it.
Just say it. No,
Just say
no.
it.
No, no here.
No,
Between us, it's between
No,
us.
just say it. We're all friends here. in this room.
It won't leave this room.
Okay, I'm assuming that you guys have watched the film before.
Yeah.
And it's 6 minutes 48 seconds.
Yes.
But that's not the full script.
And I've been dying. That was my next question. Where is the rest? When I watched the first time, I was like, bro, can you go kill that Kalabanda now? That's what I'm trying to see.
I mean,
You kind of hinted at him with a teacher.
Mihelele. You don't. It's Mihelele.
Mihelele.
Specific. It's written in the script.
Mihelele.
Mihelele. Not just laugh.
It's not an Ulule show.
Just, who inspired that sound, man? What
that
did you
was-
just do?
That was my sound. So I watch anime a lot, obviously.
Okay.
And I always found it hilarious. I was watching One Piece. And One Piece, there's always a character with a strange laugh. Like,
Yeah.
what.
True.
So I had been laughing with the Mihelele thing for a while in my everyday life, not for Kalabanda in my homework.
Can someone crack a joke and you just go like me?
No, as in, it would be this situation of like, it was an evil Fadila sub, be like, dude, I'm going to I'm going to spill this drink. Mihelelelelelele. You know, and that's what I would keep on doing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it just became this thing of like, you know, we have the Kalabanda and it's supposed to laugh, and then there was ha 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 on the page, and you're like,
Nah, that's a bit dry.
it is
Yeah,
dry.
This Kalabanda is at branch on Sunday, branch.
So we gave him the mihelele, and it really works. I was, and also a side note to that was, in my life I've had this thing of where like I've told jokes before, and somebody else tells the joke later on and remembers that it's their joke somehow. And so what had happened
in my life, that's been happening.
it has happened quite a bit. So when I had been doing Mihelele for a while, and then I remember bumping into one of my friends, and he was like, Mihelele. Then he was like, I don't know where I came up with this thing. I was like, no, this isn't happening again. I have the means to solidify that it is written by Robin Malinga. So I was like,
you patented the laugh.
yeah.
You cited your source, One Piece. This is a reference from One Piece, blah, blah, blah.
I know the path. This stuff of a guy saying, I don't know, I woke up one morning and I had it in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, because I've been saying it. And there's proof now on a
screen.
piece of content that is
Yeah.
forever there that it was by me. It's very petty, but like, like
That's what artists
Nah,
do.
claim your props.
Artists immortalize shit, man. That's yours. Keep it.
it's mine forever, and it's there. So Mihelele.
Nah, all was still on Kalabanda in my pocket. In my
In
Kalabanda
my
ate my homework. This is the second time I've
Just like
mastered
how
that
with two
thing.
spin-offs. Someone's writing, man.
Please, now forgive
write
me,
them
forgive
down.
me,
Kalabanda
creatures.
in my homework.
Yeah.
Kalabanda in my pocket.
Yeah.
And
Kalabanda
why
ate
don't
my
you have the
homework.
inspiration?
Bro, now I
I
want
was
to know
on a
what you...
podcast.
Wait, what do you think a Kalabanda looks like, bro?
Okay, so a Kalabanda is that scary guy who has the wooden shoes that make that sound Kalabanda as he walks, like kaka, kaka,
Eh?
kaka, kaka. And you have to like go in the mirror, pour some water, and then say Kalabanda 3 times. Then he'll visit you in the night.
Okay, guys have
Relax.
blended stories. And now
I have another one.
You guys have blended stories.
Me, all I know is this Kalabanda guy is hella tall. He's like
Same,
10 feet.
yeah.
Slender
And
man.
apparently you can just see him jumping from like one hill to another.
You
That's
guys
scary,
have
bruh.
jumping.
That's too
Now,
scary.
for me, in the school that I was at, we didn't have ceilings. We just had like those bars. You know those bars that what do they call them?
Trusses.
What they call them?
relax.
I think.
They call them something else.
Metal
No,
bars,
no,
man.
not even the wooden ones that form the roof.
Yeah.
Trusses.
Yeah.
So now, as the story that we had was that the Kalabanda, yes, was like 10 feet tall or whatever. But for him, he would just be swinging off those things. Bro. Swinging
Like
off
a
that,
monkey.
Like that. He just swings off them, bro, in the middle of the night.
and so what's interesting is that we were telling the story, you know, we would ask a bunch of people what they thought the Kalabanda was, and they would get different stories exactly like this, and then realize everybody got their own
Kalabanda.
But the one thing that's consistent, you know, there is the tall thing. We knew that you know, the skeletal kind of thing was also in there.
Wooden shoes.
Yeah, wooden shoes was not very consistent, but the sound
Of his feet.
it was consistent.
That's Kalabanda
Okay.
Jack.
So we started taking bits and pieces, and then we just also made our own Kalabanda. That
I feel like you can show us that one, like later on.
yeah, I mean,
Like when I need to know, just show us the rest of the episode. We won't tell anyone.
you know, it's actually
On your phone, eh?
No, it's not on my phone.
Oh.
It's not here. Right now on my phone is Kalabanda in my pocket and Kalabanda in my
Yo,
homework.
let's
That's
go.
what-
And then, what's those projects? Like, was I on
Yeah.
I was just thinking. of it.
Yeah.
You just pull an entire Kalabanda out of
Kalabanda
your
to
pocket.
Yeah, we just you know, we also with our own, because you know, Raymond and I went to different schools, different high schools, and so his Kalabanda was also different from mine, and so we just molded together a Kalabanda that we felt was our Kalabanda. He laughs with Mihelele, he wears a coat, he
That's a skeletal
wears
guy in
a
the
little hat, you know, and that's what it became. And you know, we felt like nobody could claim that's not the Kalabanda if you just, you know, hit certain points.
Yeah.
But then we felt like we'd be creative with it and think, you know, what would ours do?
That's
you know,
just-
he's eating homework.
Yeah, that's what I was
Crying out
wondering.
loud.
Why are you eating homework, you
Yeah.
Kalabanda?
That he was eating
Kalabanda
homework.
is hungry.
Kalabanda is hungry, bro. I think I should live like cookies and milk like Santa, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
My last question on Kalabanda. It's my homework.
Yeah, you got it right.
Is it called Chibe?
Chibe.
Chibe.
What about Chibe?
What's his hairstyle called?
Yeah,
I
what
have no
is
idea
that?
what's his hairstyle.
What's
What's the name?
Why
We
is
need a name.
You guys
Chibe
violated
got
Chibe, by the way.
Why is it only in the
Chibe had
side?
a clean
fade.
Till his line was sweet and then down
Why
here.
you guys have to do my boy Chibe like
No,
that?
Chibe
was chilling.
Chibe tried to have the fade, but then the thing is that his hair is not that great.
He's young, eh?
He has kaweke,
Yeah.
but he didn't comb his hair really well, man. So as in, like, you know,
I
he
guess
left-
his
Chibe guy, he
Kaweke
deserved
is
it.
like his hair going back. It goes back in patches.
Cut it sometime.
Yeah.
But he deserves it. He's a snitch.
Yeah, Chibe was a bastard.
Chibe
a
is my
fun
favorite.
fact about Chibe, if you did not know, is we derived his name from the Luganda word. I hope I'm not butchering the pronunciation. Chibe, which means fox.
She's a fox.
Yeah, because he's a fox.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That guy,
Bucks.
just like that.
Now,
Small pressure.
Mami is my
Oh,
favorite. My
man.
favorite character. That one was killing me the most.
Ah,
Chibe.
that's nice.
Chibe is like,
Chibe.
wow.
That's nice.
Chibe is
It was
like-
hard
And Chibe is-
it was really hard to nail that stuff. You know, it's a lot of work to make people laugh.
Comedic timing.
Facts.
Yeah, comedy.
Yeah. And
is
also, I noticed
hard.
you guys had a lot of, should I say, film background with that? Because it was like the comedic timing of everything. For example, the part where he like pauses and raises his hand and is like,
Me?
me?
I would never.
I would never. Guy, my head, I was like, this is so funny, you guy.
Yo.
And you could see on his face, he was so obviously capping, man. Like, I don't know how you got that emotion on his face, but you got it 100%.
It was not easy.
Yeah.
It was not easy. As in, like, I like to think that I have, you know, we've been watching a lot of things, or generally what you consider to be good television, good film, and we could not allow for what we make. You know, how do I watch all this nice stuff and then I produce something
That's trash.
that's trash, you know?
Yeah.
At least, you know, if I can even get like 30%, 40%, 50% of what those guys could do, given my constraints,
Yeah.
then I'm trying, you know, I'm
Yeah.
trying to hit it. So like we found, you know, but also one of the things that made that stuff actually land is because we kept on testing it. You're not ashamed to say, you know, it's like Tendo. And then somebody says, I don't find it funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, bruh? Anyway, but no.
You
know, no
how
sense
they
of
get
humor.
reactions.
Let me ask that entire process. So I've done a bit of 3D work myself.
Yeah.
As an AI, you
The
know.
voice of reason.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I've done a bit of 3D work, and the process is hectic.
Mm.
So I want to ask, how many variations did you have before you had the final piece?
And how many working hours
Exactly.
went into like
Working hours? I do not know, but it took us about 2 years to make Kalabanda Eat My Homework.
2 years.
Because from when the trailer came out to like the final thing, we waited.
Yeah, it was quite a while.
Yeah.
But I will say it took 2 years, not because it takes 2 years for us to make 6 minutes now. Now 6 minutes will take us a much shorter time. But it took us 2 years, because first of all, we're trying to build a team. And so with guys coming on, it wouldn't make sense to bring somebody on, and they haven't learned by the end of the project, like haven't leveled up their skill. So there was a lot of time trying to make sure that guys learn, you know, from Raymond, who has just gotten the animation degree of 4 years, you know, and he has a lot of knowledge to impart on everybody. So, you know, we were taking our time, and not really taking our time, but like working at a pace that would allow us to do that. What was the other question? It was man hours and what? What did you ask?
What was yours?
Oh, mine was, how many variations did you have?
Oh, variations.
Before you had the final
Ha.
6 minutes.
Ha. What's the number on that?
Mob.
There's no way to know.
There were many.
Mob
There were
jazz.
many. There were many
More
drafts.
variations.
There are many drafts. But to tell you the truth, we did not do the full final render until we were sure of what we had. So there were a lot of play blasts, if you know what play blasts
Yeah.
are.
What's a play blast for our viewers who might not know?
A voice of reason.
Those
Truth.
are people tell
Do
us.
you know how to play? So a play blast is more like when you're rendering, man, will I have to explain rendering?
You might.
First explain play blast and we see if we get it.
Play
out.
blast.
I'm going to use the word.
Outputting.
It's a bit technical, but just think of it as a version that's not the crisp, clear version. Like
Or
you're-
like a previous.
yeah, like a previous. You're releasing, you're rendering out a version that's not as high quality and will render faster. So you're not tasking the computer as much.
Yeah.
And like when you're doing the full render, you're going to sit down, press render, and it's going to say 12 hours to go. And then you're like,
I think Wendy looking at Robin like
Taking
his new
time.
inspiration. Wendy's like, man, this guy.
Yeah, Wendy is in it, bro.
Back to work.
but do people know that
Back
there's
to
a,
work.
there's a fifth person in the room over there?
Wendy,
They know
Wendy,
me.
back to work.
Now I'm playing.
Okay, so may I have one more question?
Yeah.
Anyway, did you finish? You didn't finish.
So how many variations? There were many. I can't put a number on it. I can't put but the thing is that the variations are so many that I believe Raymond and I can recite the film from beginning to end.
Jeez.
Like if you put it on, I can say all the lines.
I mean, you wrote them, so.
Yeah, I wrote them, but
Yeah.
that doesn't like.
But there were also many.
How many years has it been? The film came out 2017 December. We're in 2022. I can still recite the entire film.
That's dope.
Okay, so now let me ask you. On your YouTube channel, which we shall link by the way,
Yeah, we will.
the header has Super Suvi.
Oh,
Is that still a project?
yes, it is.
Super Suvi.
It is.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it?
I can't talk much about it. What I will say is that it is a project that we're working on, and amongst other projects. Yeah.
More stories to tell.
Yeah, more stories to tell. It's just that I can't put an exact date on when it will be released because, we're partnering with other people and these things take time. So, we'll make noise when the time is coming. You'll know. And also if we announce like another project, just know that it's not that the other one has died. It's just that we're doing things. We're doing things. We're doing multiple stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so now let me ask you a question. You as Robin.
Yeah.
I know you're also like a musician. You play. I'll let you say what you play. But
Is it because you're not sure?
No, I'm sure. But relax.
He wants you to report
So
yourself.
you play the bass.
Oh,
But
Late.
does that also help with storytelling? The fact that you're a musician.
In a sense, that's a very interesting question. A very interesting question. But okay, so for me, I describe myself as a storyteller. I don't describe myself as a musician or as a writer or as a animator. I'm definitely not an animator. But the thing is, I say that because I do not animate. I write and I storytell. And anyway, but so in my journey with this company of ours, I had this. I was playing music, but I was also. We had an animation studio, and I was writing. And it was just not a clash of worlds, but it just felt strange to me that I had two different talents that were not meeting. And so while we were doing Kalabanda, I ate my homework, we outsourced the music of the film to Isaiah, the composer, who is incredibly talented.
Fire guy.
And he did really great work. But it was really difficult for me to get across what I wanted the music to sound like. And that is not a fault of his, it was a fault of mine. To the point that I was like, the music needs to be mystical. But then it's like, what kind of mystical? And then I was like, and then you give him a reference of something that
song.
of a mystical song. And then he goes in that direction, and then I'm like, I didn't mean go 100%
All the way mystical.
of that thing.
mystical-ish.
Maybe 60% of it. Then he sends you another draft and 60%, maybe 65. And I know it must have been really frustrating for him.
Yeah.
Probably as a story at that end. But what came out, we were happy with. But then I realized, why can't I just do it myself? And so, as a person who didn't know anything about audio software and stuff like that, it was the only thing that was stopping me, because I have the music in my head. It's just that I need it to be released. So I decided to go down a path of music composition as well. And music composition, especially in film composition, let me say, is very much storytelling, because you're telling the story through the music. You can tell when something is scary. You can tell when something is intense. You can tell when something is funny, like on the nose funny. You know, you can just tell. You know, it's so now that became, I was so happy about that, because I was able to mold my storytelling from film to storytelling from music. And now my musical knowledge is very much useful in our studio now. Yeah.
That's fire.
That's lit.
As an artist, sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Who are your top 3 Afrobeat artists right now?
Afrobeat.
Well,
very specific.
I can answer this question.
Hey, that's what you want an answer.
Okay. Afrobeat specifically.
Yeah, specifically.
Burna Boy is number 1.
I'll
Burna
give you
Boy.
5 years.
Burna Boy is my cousin. You know, he hits me up sometimes.
How is he doing?
He's one of the creatures.
He's all right.
I'm calling him the creature.
Burna Boy for me. But I'll actually no. I'll just go a bit into detail about why Burna Boy, because Burna Boy's story, not of his life, but the you know, his inspiration for why he does his music and stuff really resonates with me, and he's really my guy.
Nah, Burna, that's my favorite as well.
Yeah.
Right
That's
now,
the good.
You have Jaycee in a box.
Yeah. That's fire, man.
I don't want to dap you up too early. I don't want to
Yeah.
look too eager.
Yeah.
But that's the baddest guy right now. Did you see Mother Zigo Dome recently?
No.
In, I think, what is that, Amsterdam, Sweden?
Yeah, I think
Sold out
it's
show.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Zigo Dome is like, I think, one of the biggest arenas they have there. Bro, the stage that this guy was on was bigger than some guys' venues, bro. The stage, okay, we came out on a Formula 1 car drifting. I was like, where's all this space, bro? But it was sold out, but that guy is killing it right now.
Burna Boy.
First African to ever do it. They gave him
Yeah.
a trophy.
They gave him a trophy.
Is
I
that-
say.
is that-
My boy.
Nah,
Yeah,
that guy has made it so worth it to support him, bro. He's really doing it. Like he there's a return on investment there as a fan.
Jaycee never speaks about anything else with such passion.
Other than Burna, bro.
Burna makes you speak.
Okay, Burna is too cool, bro.
No, but Burna is a hard guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, you're still going.
Number
Burna
2 and
number
number
1.
3, I think I'm going to now first start, because I only have Burna in my mind. The others I'm going to start thinking a bit more, and they might it might change over
P-Square?
time. No, I know.
Yeah,
I didn't mean that came out wrong.
That came out wrong.
No P
Yeah,
Square.
the
What did P Square do to you, man?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll say my second will be like, I'll give Wizkid, because, you know, Wizkid was the one who, like, it's not that he's the one who opened up the thing. I mean, there are a lot of people before him, but like, it's like because of Wizkid, the Burnas and the new generation could pass through.
Possible.
Mhm.
Facts.
So
Get that, yeah,
I have
yeah.
much respect for him as well.
Yeah.
And then my last will be like Tiwa Savage, because, man, her
Legs.
her energy and her vibe is so dope.
Her
Her vibe,
personality.
actually,
Yeah.
her vibe, yeah, her personality, and like, you know, the way she, like, it looks like somebody who is really into their music.
Yeah.
And she has nice legs.
Okay, voice.
Yeah, someone needs to reboot this.
First press here 2 times.
That guy says that was behind there.
Okay, that's a fire list, bro. That's like
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
respectable
fine.
a
3.
respectable 3.
Yeah,
Can I ask a question?
please.
Who is
You've
your-
been asking
who is
me
your
questions.
Can
favorite? Well, you need to ask.
Yeah.
But who is your favorite? Damn.
My favorite.
That's also a question.
How are we not going to talk about anime? It's not that you
Wait, no,
I was saving that. I'm coming.
This podcast might be like 3 hours.
I'm coming.
Who is your favorite bassist in the world?
bassist in the world, my colleague.
Ah,
It sounds like I've said my colleague, but Michael, then
League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's the bassist for Snacky Puppy.
Yeah, Snacky Puppy.
He's
his
so
friends are
fire.
wild.
He's-
His friends were
The
wild.
funny people, bro.
Michael Lee. That is funny, bro. Oh
no,
my
but he's so
God.
fire. Mine is Victor Wooten though.
Victor, of course, but
Yeah.
Victor Wooten is like saying, "Who is your favorite reggae artist, Bob
Bob
Marley?"
Marley.
Okay,
As in,
yeah,
come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
as in, like,
A
that's
voice.
Victor Wooten.
Okay. Let me switch it up.
Yeah.
Esperanza Spalding.
Ooh,
But now we don't trust
I
you.
love Esperanza.
Relax.
You guys are not understanding. I love her music, but she wouldn't be my favorite. But I really, she's at least up there. She's really, really good. Then obviously, my list of bassists can go on. I can go into Flea, and I love them for different reasons. But Mike League, people call him Mike League because it sounds strange. saying
Michael League.
Michael League. Nah, me, I'm calling him Michael League.
No, my colleague.
His name is an anomaly.
Yo, Michael League.
So, like the parents did some good braining there.
Oh, I like
their
it.
family
Big
name was
brain.
League.
I'm
sure
Michael
they were there
League.
laughing at that
Let's-
birth certificate.
let's
Like,
get my
they're like, this guy wants to go to have done
Yeah.
till he can read.
But yeah, Mike League. Oh man.
Yeah.
As in also he resonates with me in a way that, there's a way that he directs Snacky Papi as almost he's the music director, and their music is very much not the contemporary thing.
It's really not.
There's like the whole brass section, the violins, he'll throw in stuff, and he's just there.
Snacky Papi is like classical hip hop, if that makes. I don't even know if it's not even hip hop.
Like what?
It's weird.
Classical hip hop.
No.
No,
Snacky Papi is weird to me.
They
Like
do-
you can't. Their music is very countercultural.
They call it
You can put-
jazz.
It's like jazz, but it has elements of everything. to
Yeah.
me.
Mob jazz.
Mob
Oh,
jazz.
jazz. That's big brain. That's big brain.
Big brain move.
Like Michael League.
Mm,
That's
so
a
Michael
big
League.
brain name, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly,
This
his
guy
parents
might be
had
my colleague's
foresight.
father,
Like,
yeah.
I can't believe.
I have a PhD in English.
Nah, sorry to take you back, but you said you watch anime, bro. I have the similar question to the Afrobeat one. What's your top 5 anime and why?
That's
Said
not
five,
similar.
eh?
5 is different from
And
3.
why? Now we have to get into this one.
Oh, anime, you guys. Okay, let's just get into the list. Let me not go into mob jazz.
Yeah.
Hey,
I want this list.
Come on. That's our intro.
He'd have taken shots every time someone says mob.
Most
shots of what?
Nah, okay, we move.
Anyway, my number 1 anime is Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I know some people call it Hunter x Hunter. Oh
That's
my
fire.
God. Are
That's
you
so
telling me the
fire.
truth?
Nah, that's
That's
a
so
good
fire.
pick.
Dude, Hunter. I might call it Hunter x Hunter. I'll call it Hunter x Hunter. Whether
That's how
anyone
it's
calls
spelled. It's okay.
Yeah. So that thing has a story that defies my like it's just man, it's just great. I can't describe the greatness of that thing. It's just perfection. And like I found 1 or 2 people in this world who are like, it's not that great, and I'm like, you're crazy. But like,
Go and sleep.
You have 1 2 people that watched Hunter x Hunter and did not like it.
and didn't like it. I found 2 people. They're exactly
failed.
2. This is not. Yes, you see, and it's in like the last year. I had failed to find anybody who had not liked
2
it.
people, if you're watching, you should be ashamed.
Yeah, those guys.
Give it
They
another
know
chance,
themselves.
please.
If that guy is watching,
I think they stopped at the
that
Hunter
guy-
exam or something.
Oh,
Did they finish the show?
Apparently.
They finished. I think they didn't like. Okay, maybe for more
Also,
broadcast.
a record that I was holding on for everyone who had given it, they were finishing it in under a week.
Mhm.
But then
Those 2 guys finish it in a week, and they
don't like it.
And, if you're watching this episode, and you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, you need to watch it. That's like one of the top anime, and it ends after like 100 and something episodes.
in a week.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's so funny because I remember when Raymond had come back from Malaysia, I kept on telling him, watch this Hunter x Hunter thing. Watch it. And he was like, he said he turned on the first episode and watched the intro and saw this little boy in green running
fishing.
and he turned it off.
But okay,
Nah, not this.
okay. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter, the first like 12 episodes, they're not the hottest.
I don't know. For me, they're still fire.
They're not the
That's still
hottest.
fire.
They're still fire.
No, okay. For me, I'm telling you as someone who has watched the whole thing, and like that's usually why my friends give up on that first Hunter exam. But I keep telling them, bro, just finish it,
Bruh.
please. I beg, please, just finish it. Like that is one of the best anime
I know, it's so fire.
out there
Yeah.
right now, bro.
Dude, the
Yeah,
story
number
goes
1.
Raymond also has it as his top anime now. So when he eventually decided to watch it. But I've watched Hunter x Hunter 2014. Then there's the one of 1999.
Yeah.
I've watched that one as well. In which, if you've not watched that one, the Hunter exam is done better in that one.
Okay.
Just go check it
You
out.
can imagine Raymond's story is like once you get past that green boy.
In the shorts running.
Once you get past the intro. Anyway, let's go. Number 2. Like now the rest are going to start battling out their lives out here. I'm going to say some animes but I don't want to put them in a particular order.
Okay, okay.
I'm going to put Death Note.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm going to put Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay.
I'm going to put here an anime that probably none of you has watched.
Which one?
It's called Legend of Galactic Heroes.
What's that?
That's
Hey,
that's a deep
hey,
deep cut.
you have to be
Dedicated.
you have to be a real guy.
Legend of Galactic what?
Heroes.
Nah.
Oh, no, I've watched that one.
It's one of my
The hell, no.
favorites.
No
And
chance
of
in
course,
hell.
oh my god, what am I saying? I have a number 2. Last but not least, Shingeki no Chojin. Attack on Titan. That is my
that's so
number
fire,
2.
that's so
Is the new
fire.
season done? Did it end season?
They kind of like
Part 1, part
said
2.
that the final has another final next
Yeah.
year.
They always be doing that final
But now the
final
thing is,
jazz.
where I finished the manga. So I mean, this thing.
I also finished it.
The ending of the manga is. Nah, I won't spoil.
controversial.
No, it's chaotic. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan. For all of you who don't know, Shingeki no Kyojin is
Yeah.
Attack on. Have you seen Attack on Titan?
I've watched the first season.
No, okay, why did
I
you
can't
stop?
win.
Why did you stop?
I can't win.
How can you stop that fire, bro? Like, what happened? It bored
Yo,
you.
no, it didn't even bore me. I think I was enjoying it a bit, but then
A bit.
no, I was enjoying it.
But just blame it on LDC. That's the
it's
only way out of
just
this one.
I don't know, bro. The story was kind of all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know some people
Kind of
don't like
like-
how much that Eren guy is so emotional and he shouts.
No,
a
I'm
lot.
actually not even mad at Aaron, but he just kept getting his ass beat, bro.
Just keep watching. Keep
I'm
watching.
at the point where like that other,
Keep watching.
the other Titan, that chick Titan, whoops his ass, bro.
in the
But that's
forest.
not even season.
That's really
that's
early.
not
That's
even
like
end of season
That's
one.
the beginning of season 2, bro. Yeah.
No, that's season 1, like
season
episode
1.
like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Nah.
In the forest, when
Your
they
seasons
were
are mixed up.
Yeah,
because by then of
I'm not
season 1 he
surprised.
gaff her, but then that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Dedicate your hearts.
Listen,
Bruh.
man, I don't know. I'm that dude. I'm the one who's just been. When you watch this episode back, I'll just be in a corner
And I
smiling.
just
Just
know
watching
this
this guy
week,
geeking out
I was
about.
repeating Demon
animes.
Slayer.
Yeah.
And I realized I really love that thing.
It's on Netflix now.
Yeah,
I think
but
the first
like one
season.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One season.
I don't know. But Demon Slayer is so
How many
fire.
seasons does it have?
I think like 2 or 3.
3.
There are 3.
The 3 seasons.
And I'm also reading the manga. About to finish it. So it's... you guys.
Yo, where'd you guys get this time? Because me, I be trying to get you guys to come and do podcasts. You guys say
Can you do a podcast at 2
First
a.m.?
finish this
Yeah,
episode of
yeah,
Kimetsu no
yeah.
Yaiba and then I'll check in.
Damn, bro.
Nah,
anime
but for me,
is-
my favorite will always be Samurai X.
all
it
time?
was the first
it?
one I watched. So
Yeah.
Let me see. If
So
I
Yeah,
do
do,
when they
nostalgic.
agrees, when he's nodding his head.
yeah.
Or maybe
Samurai
he's
X is
just
fire.
jamming some music over there.
Nah, he's with us. He's involved. Yeah.
now, if I had to pick like a favorite anime, me personally, if I had to make a list, and this is in no particular order, but on this list you have to find Hunter x Hunter number 1.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find Gurren Lagann somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. That's
you have
fire.
to find Kuroko no Basket somewhere in there.
That's also
Because
fire.
that's one of the
Okay,
shows
fire.
that I give to people that say they hate anime and they live like,
So you watch all your anime on
Okay.
Netflix?
no, bro.
I'm joking. Really?
All those three on
Dude,
Netflix.
have you ever watched Hajime no Ippo?
Yeah,
Hajime no
the
Ippo is
boxing
fire.
one.
The
Yeah.
boxing one.
Now the funny, I
That's the
never
one I
finished
want.
it.
Me, the ones that like
But
violence that I
Hajime
can
no-
see.
Actually, Hajime no Ippo and Kuroko no Basketball. I remember those two when I was in high school. I used to watch anime like by myself, and then I gave people. I started like giving out like at the time the Prinko discs. So I had a Prinko disc with Kuroko and another one with Hajime, and I started just giving them out at school.
What's
By
a
this
Prinko
stuff.
disc you get?
Okay, like those things that they sell in the video libraries.
That's the brand.
So CD.
Prinko. Yeah.
I don't know. They always had Prinko on them. Did you ever see another one?
Oh,
Hey,
we call them
Prinko.
Prinko
With like
discs.
4 GB on this side.
Prinko. I don't know
The
what
brand.
the CDs. What they call compact disc.
DVDs.
But yeah, so bruh,
It's a DVD, bro.
those two anime
Prinko. I have like 200 of those. Anyway.
Bro, I had a whole stack like this from down. Anyway, so I gave those things out at school. Everyone loved them, bro. Like Kuroko and Hunter x Hunter.
But Hajime no Ippo is also
One
it's
Hajime
a
rather.
fire shout. It's a fire
Bro,
shout.
Hajime is so. But you need to jump on there. I've been taking notes, bro.
This guy
Listen,
really
I
watches
wanna
anime.
watch this
Just
thing back.
imagine
This one they
Hajime
watch
is
anything.
like, Hajime
He
is
doesn't
like
watch anime.
Baki, but just boxing.
It's a boxing anime. It's not like
I
Baki.
refuse
It's not
to
like Baki. Baki is
refuse.
too grotesque. This one is just like a realistic boxing.
Baki's testosterone, the anime.
That's
what I
it.
like. That's what I like.
There's no story.
I was like violent.
Allow me get
What
Melvin.
happened in
What
your
about Melvin?
life?
It's like Bucky,
Listen, bro, I don't know.
but
Okay.
boxing.
If you
Yeah, but
haven't
Bucky
watched
wasn't
Bucky-
even that great, bro. I like
But relax,
I
what do you like?
Kengan.
Kengan.
That's what
Okay,
like
Kengan is fine.
violent, bro.
Kengan is fair.
Kengan is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched Kengan?
And I've not watched Kengan.
Woo, I got him on one, bro.
So no,
Legends
you,
of Galactic
you,
Hero.
you get me on many actually because
Nah, but those are Netflix ones. Those ones are
yeah,
like,
Netflix
but
animes.
those
I
are like
kind
nonsense.
of be like,
No, but Kengan is
Kengan
worth the
is
watch.
swig.
It's worth the watch.
One last question on an anime topic. Sub or dub?
hey, sub.
It's obvious, eh?
Easily, bro.
The reason I asked.
Wait, but let me say something.
You are that man yourself.
No.
let
Let me
me-
say something. Also, it depends. Like Death Note, I really love the dub of Death Note.
Yeah.
Like after watching the dub of Death Note, I cannot watch the sub where the guy is like, "I will become the god of the new world."
Yeah,
and
I remember that scene. Yeah.
and take a potato chip and eat it. And the actor did so well that I was like, "This is the way it's supposed to be watched."
So it depends on anime.
It depends on the anime. Like,
How's Attack on Titan's dub?
it's actually not
It's
bad.
actually calm.
Yeah, 'cause
Nah,
yeah,
okay,
what's
it's
that
not
button?
bad till he starts screaming. His purpose.
And he screams all the time, bro.
But he's
And he
never
always
Does
screaming,
anyone
bro.
scream more than Goku?
You're a dub person primarily.
Okay, no. I started out when I started watching anime as a sub guy. But of late, I think it was in lockdown, I started watching dubs. And man, I actually kind of enjoy watching dubs now. Okay, the Netflix anime has really good dubs. Usually if it's on Netflix, a dub is
Yeah,
going
that's
to be
true.
decent.
That's true.
And I find when I watch dubs, I actually have more. I can watch the show and I can see all the action happening at the top of the screen. Because usually when I'm watching subtitles, my eyes have to keep like darting down, and I can't even like eat while watching or whatever. But like when it's dubbed, I can actually like appreciate
You should see
like
me
the
watching
show
anime
now.
when I'm eating. I'm just.
That's a myth, bro. Mission Impossible eating anime while
You're
watching
not
a sub.
supposed to be able to miss your mouth.
Yeah, bro. That's it.
It's a human
I was
thing. You
free.
can't be saying you're doing
No,
this.
listen, man.
Okay, I know when I'm eating one eye. I'm not looking at the one eye is on the subtitles.
I enjoy the Netflix dubs until it's an American speaking, bro. They just, especially if it's like the black ones,
Yeah.
they violate, bro. I be like, yo, this has to be racist. Now you make this guy
But
talk.
anyway, I think me I enjoyed dub in pieces. Does that make sense? Like I can be watching it in sub, then dub. Like for example, like Madara's speech, you guy. That thing in dub, like the bass voice. Have you heard that speech?
No,
Nada.
not in
Is it?
dub.
I'll play it for you at the end of it.
But your voice, I know you really experiment with your dubs. I recently was trying to put me on to watching. What was that anime with
that one is the Russian dub.
Jujutsu
Kaisen.
Kaisen in a Russian dub?
Why would you watch
It's
it?
actually
that's what
so
I said.
fire.
He'll show you the TikTok.
So it's Russian
Brother,
dub and also subbed.
No, it's
It's a Russian dub.
a
but with
Russian dub, like
subtitles.
in Russian with English subs.
You guys
Bro,
so fire.
the intonation and voice sounds crazy, bro.
Okay,
It's
I'm
so
not gonna
fire.
doubt it. I don't know why someone would do that, but like if it's fire, as in it's fire,
It's so
I wouldn't doubt it.
It was like he showed me this video where they were ranking like this one scene and they dubbed it in English, in Japanese, in something else, and in Russian. And bro, Russian slapped. Russian slapped.
You know the Jujutsu Kaisen thing where he first brings that
Domain
domain expansion. Yeah.
Just
But
like
in
that.
Russian.
Gojo
I'll
Satoru,
play it for
like
you.
when he did his thing.
Yeah, the domain expansion of Malevolent Shrine, something like that. Yeah. I'll play it for you.
Bro.
Okay.
Now shout out anime, man. Like
Damn, we talked about it.
No,
for
like
10 minutes.
actually one of the things coming back to creatures, like basically Raymond and I as the founders, you know, we're very much influenced by the East more than we are the West. You know, because there's a lot of stuff happening in the West, but we're very much because not in everything, but specifically their bravery in storytelling. Those guys will just tell a story. Look, there's a show called Food Wars. There's
Food Wars.
That's a great one.
There's as in like they just like I know you like a show like Attack on Titan couldn't have come out of the West.
not possible.
It couldn't have.
Too
'Cause
violent.
It's so not about violence, but like it's just ridiculous a concept.
Uh-huh.
You know, like the guys just tell you there is a world where there are man-eating titans. They're called titans. They're this.
That's why the West
and
stops.
as in like they do ridiculous things,
Yeah.
and it can't be believed that's what you're watching, and you're watching it, and you're like, wow.
And another thing they really shine at is they take the most normal ideas, like for example, cooking school, like food wars, and just
And make
create
it a war.
a whole battle. These guys are fighting over food with their food skills. It's just crazy.
And
like,
the thing is that you get invested, and you're like, also there's character development. There's what you're like. There's actual story in this thing.
bruh,
Wow.
like kudos to them. Like
No, don't watch photos if you're under like 16, man.
Yeah. If
It's-
if you tell people Hunter x Hunter is about hunting,
mad,
they might not
yeah.
turn it on.
bruh, yet hunting is like the concept of hunting is completely different in this world of hunter x hunter.
It's so
I think
mad.
everyone should give anime a chance. Most of the people that don't give it a chance that I find have an issue with like watching cartoons at their big
Yeah.
age.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
please just get over that. If you can get over that, there's a whole world of anime waiting for you, and it's crazy. They've been making this stuff for decades. They have like anime for all ages, from like old people all the way to like the youngest baby. So there's something for you in there.
Yeah.
Start with Croc on a Basket though.
Ha.
It's a basketball show.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Guys,
Listen.
Melvin, we've bored you.
Nah, yeah,
We're done geeking
Oh,
out.
Melvin, you're still here.
Hey.
Listen, man, I felt like I was on the outside of this room. I felt like I was outside this window. That's
Peeping.
watching guys having a podcast.
Have you been
man.
capturing his face during this whole conversation?
Yeah,
I
bro.
would like to focus on him and see what he was
He has
doing.
just been there looking like.
Listen. Now I'm glad you guys got a chance to geek out. We should talk about something else now.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Nice segue though.
No.
Nice segue.
Hope you had some
Yeah. Oh, we
questions
need to
for
do 10
us.
over 10. Man.
Oh, 10 over
Okay.
10.
Let's do 10 over
So,
10
Robin.
swiftly.
Okay, 10 over 10. Yay.
Yeah.
What are we talking
10
about?
over 10.
Explain.
So 10 over 10 is a segment we just started doing where the voice asks us 10 questions and gets our opinions on them. So it's
All of us?
usually 2 different opinions, but now you're here, so it'll be 3 different opinions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who answers first? Anybody?
guess.
Yeah, whoever's feeling a question the
Is
most,
it
I guess.
competitive? Like,
No, they're not even
But
two
feel
questions.
free to-
It's literally just general,
compete.
generalized questions, I guess.
all right.
All right, let's go.
Alright, number 1, dating a workmate. If it's
Nay.
allowed.
Nay. As in, it is allowed, but I would not do it.
He's the boss, so
Yeah.
that's
No, I would allow the workmate to date another workmate. No problem if you want to do it. But personally, I feel like I wouldn't want to. For really not reasons of like, our work will what. I just feel like I want to be able to go home to my spouse or significant other and tell them a story that happened at
About
work.
work, yeah.
Not that you were also there. That's just me. That's
I
just
thought
me.
I was going to say I would allow a workmate to date me, but I wouldn't date me.
Hey!
Yeah.
Buzz.
Official like that
listen.
now.
Sensational. Nah. It's just for me it's the other reason. It's just messy, bro. It's unnecessary energy to bring into the workspace. I just feel like we need to keep shit professional. That's also kind of why like I don't know if I should say this, but bro, when we're hiring a producer, we have to be very careful. Like
No,
that's
but
very,
relax.
it's very important to me that when we hire a producer, because I want us to hire a woman producer,
Yeah.
it has to be someone that none of us have been involved with in that way, bro. Like I just don't need that energy here, man.
So in other words, you
Yeah.
guys, you've
So
heard,
let's,
don't try dating
yeah,
the producer
don't
when
tell
she
your things.
comes.
Don't tell your things that there's a job opening, bro. Yeah, nah.
No, the thing is getting one that hasn't been involved, and then guys get
And just
Yeah,
is
that's
like,
nah.
Hey, put some respect on my name.
That's unnecessary. Yeah. Alright, magic.
Nah, even me I wouldn't date a co-worker. I think it's messy. I think it's okay, not messy, but it will definitely bring extra complications in my life. Like
Oh, but it also
Work-
depends on the size.
home split.
Depends on the size of the workforce.
of the
The wo-
person. Oh,
Nah, the size of the workforce. Because like there's companies where it's so huge that you're just not gonna see your wife, bro. Yeah,
Oh, maybe, yeah.
so
It's a different
there's that,
department.
Like
Yeah.
Amazon, eh?
if you work at Google, what? And she
Yeah.
works
Bro, not
in
even.
IT, and then
Yeah, stuff like that.
In marketing.
IT in
Yeah, stuff
Japan,
like
General
that.
cleaning.
Or even Google might be too far out
Yeah,
if you're working
general cleaning.
like Centenary Bank or something, and for you you're on like the 10th floor and she's like on the 4th or she's on
Aye.
up there.
That's
You'll
right,
never
that's
see
right.
her.
You see yourself
But in the
at company
creative
party.
world,
When
all
you're
of us are
going
in
home
one room,
together.
boss.
Yeah, now us in a stew.
Nah.
When you guys have a fight, bro,
At
you come
home,
to
bro.
work, she's not talking
she's
to
not
you.
talking to you in the meeting,
Let's
bro.
record a podcast. But
Nah,
she didn't bring you
want
food,
to.
bro.
Yeah.
You're hungry.
She brought everyone else food.
Yeah.
You're there yawning, bro.
Unnecessary.
Anyway, number 2, how do you guys feel about bride price? This one is a bit deep.
Bride price.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess how do you feel is very subjective, but I don't know. I guess I've never thought of it too much. I have no issues with it. I think it's a culture thing that you do at the culture wedding. Yeah, I think that's what I think about it. Like, I have no issues with bride price.
Yeah, same, bro. I feel like that's one of the aspects of, I guess, tradition that I'm very, very cool with. It's not that deep. I feel like all of that stuff is just ceremonial, just for the families to feel like this is what we have to do to get together, and I'm 100% okay with that, man.
All right.
Yeah, I think that it's a tradition, and our traditions are important to us. In the world that we're living in right now, and where it is, and how the world views women right now, I think there's the undertone of it's like you're selling the woman, and you can't fail to see that's it has to be there, like an undertone. It's not. I feel like it's now evolving into something else, of like it's a gift. It's like courtesy of like a gentleman pays his bride price. That's how I think about it now.
Yeah.
Like a good man pays the bride price, but like it depends on the mindset that you go in with. I have no problem with it, but if it really depends on the family that you're going to and stuff. If they're not about it, don't do it. If they're about it, do it. Because you're going to fight generations of culture. With however woke you are, and then you come to a family that says they want their bride price, and you're like, this is you selling your...
Hey, actually, that's where the conversation will end.
Then I just go back.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, as in, get with the program.
Yeah, I mean, and culture
sort it out.
matters, man. It would be disrespectful for you to come.
I
and
will say
start.
my opinion may change over time. Who knows? Because this bride price thing is evolving with the way that the world is looking, and I don't know.
Yeah, I
It
can't
might
hold you.
change over
Bride
time.
price depends on the price also, man. The price has to be right, man. You might tell me some price, and I'm like, yo, relax. Relax. I'm not trying to pay that much.
So additional question. How much bride price is too much?
How many cows?
Yeah, just don't go crazy with it, man. It, like
300
I've said,
cows,
my opinion of bride price is that it's like,
What if your woman is too great that you like even like
she's not.
what we expect from you?
she's not that great. Listen, bro, I just feel like bride price, to me, it's just symbolic. So I'm not trying to put too much into just like the show of respect. I'm not trying to pay you like, nah, I don't want to put like a monetary figure to it, but just there has to be a point where it's just like let's relax.
How about check this out?
Like,
You arrive
that's
at
not
the
the price.
Coachella or Kwanjula, whatever it's called, and then you arrive, and then they sent you, bring us 10 cows, bring us 3 goats and some sacks of sugar, and then you're like, oh, that's what you agreed upon. But then you check in, Mr. Melvin, Mr. Jaycee, Mr. Voice, and then you check in, and then you have 5 extra cows. You have 5 extra goats. And then you're like, at the speech, you're like, we agreed on something, but I saw the woman that you're giving me, and
It's worth more.
I love her so much that I brought extra.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you think that they will ever not want you around that family?
Yeah, that's cool, but man,
That's kawaii,
you know,
yeah.
traditional things, great. Everything is sensitive. Like, you
It's
can also take
sensitive,
it the
man.
other way and be like, hey,
You're
so
bragging.
you're trying to floss. We need your shit.
I'm keeping those 5 cows, boss.
You wanna go with your friend?
Oh,
I'll
I'll
the
take
stubborn
them back.
uncle, bro. We will just
You
end
know,
the
like, I'll
thing
be
there.
like,
The MC uncle.
Yeah, no, but yeah. Okay.
Number 3, dine-in or delivery.
Delivery.
You want it from home, eh?
Want it from the crib, bro. But that's just me.
And I think it really depends.
It depends.
Really depends.
I need a scenario.
Yeah, like I need to know how I'm feeling
It's
on
just
that day.
you. Just me.
Just me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just give it to me at home then.
Delivery.
I'm
I'll
never
watch it
eating
with,
by
with
myself.
Hunter
bro.
X Hunter.
Yeah, I'll never eat by myself any other way. Bro.
For me
Yeah.
personally, going to the restaurant, I feel like a certain amount of undue pressure that's added on the food, on top of the
And
food.
then you like stands there, read the menu, pick the food.
That I don't need all that, bro. I'm good without it.
No, but there's
Bring my
certain
food
meals
home.
and certain places where it's just going to taste better in the restaurant.
Like
which-
where?
Like one thing I really hate to order is burgers. I really hate to order them like to go home with. It just tastes better in a restaurant, honestly. When they wrap it up like that,
It's wait.
yeah, unless it's like a fast food joint. But if I'm ordering from a restaurant, they mess it up, man. The fast food joints know how they're supposed to pack your burger. These other guys, wow, nada.
On
Damn.
that note,
Yeah.
number 4. What is your safe food to eat on a first date?
Safe.
Yeah.
Safe in which way?
Like you
not
know how we
something
say
in your
burgers
mouth,
and
what
that
is
just can like
going-
spill
Yeah.
on your shirt.
Hey.
Or you eat like chili, then you start
Ice
tearing.
cream.
This guy said ice cream. Your mother is at Fido Dido. You're an old school don, bro.
Ice cream.
Ice cream is safe.
You go straight to dessert. Ice cream is not safe,
You
bro.
go to an ice cream place and order ice
I'm
cream.
telling you, an old school don. That's an old school move. What was the name of that the ice cream place in Kizazi Moto?
Yoga series, something like that.
Nope.
No.
Cafeteria.
Old school.
I don't know.
It'll
That's
come
in
back to me.
Kisementi.
You definitely know it,
In
bro.
Kisementi,
It used to be not Kisementi, but that street. that
Zinello's.
Zinello.
Oh.
It's still there. It's still there.
It's still there. There's ice cream
You
still
can't
tastes
take
the
the
same.
woman
The
to
exact
Zinello's.
same, bro.
You can't take a lady to Zinello's.
There are no
Ah,
chairs,
you
bro.
guys
You
are-
literally stand on the
Why
road.
are you taking a lady for ice cream right now?
Cafeteria.
As in, like, you got to take her for ice cream. She gets something sweet because she's sweet.
Hey,
Yeah, these guys are right. These guys are right.
they are,
It shows.
Oh, listen.
Like, listen. No, by the way,
yeah.
guys, it's let me not talk.
This guy is spilling all his moves. Listen, my go-to for a first date, it really depends on the girl, bro, and how long we've been talking. For some girls, I've ordered messy foods, depending on how much I fuck with them. I think that the safest food is probably like a steak, mashed potatoes.
God damn.
I think it's because you know it won't get messy.
Oh.
You know it will taste good. You know you won't get too full where your stomach starts doing some.
What do you have to say?
You have mashed potatoes, steak sauce.
You guys.
Medium rare?
Eating that steak, and
Rare,
you're going
I like
back
mine
home
rare.
like
Rare.
Uber,
Yeah, rare.
and your-
Do you get
your
annoyed if
stomach
the
is on
lady
that.
orders it well done?
You can't get annoyed on a first date, but I'd be like, this is such a waste of money now.
If she
If
orders
she
well
gives it to
done.
me, well done. And if a chick likes you, she might send it back. But then on the first day, you're probably going to be like, take this shit back. Give me how I ordered it. You know. But yeah,
Jesse.
good rare steak.
Me personally, I'd go with any like kind of chicken dish, something that has chicken in it. Yeah.
KFC first date?
I mean, if she's down.
Yeah. If she has
Yeah.
any sense.
Actually,
she'll
go with it, man.
Yeah.
KFC kills me. Anyway, number 5. Would you create a playlist for your girlfriend if you had one?
Of course.
Yes. If I had one.
If you had one. Okay, don't know. All of us here, man.
Oh, you guys don't have girlfriends? I'm bad company.
Why am I speaking
have a
for
girlfriend?
Dirty bad come your way.
takes
below.
one, no one.
He's here with us.
It takes one. to know
Listen, yeah, no, I would, bro. I feel like in the past I created playlists for girls I didn't even like that, but
Damn.
yeah, I just have it. I'm not in the mood of creating playlists anymore.
What
But
happened? What
maybe if I
happened?
fell in love like that again, maybe I would.
What happened to you making playlists?
I don't know, man. I'm just not in that. Even
You
for
still have the
myself,
playlist.
like even just on some vibing shit. I don't
No,
really
listen,
make
he
them
didn't say
anymore.
what the playlist had to be for. So you can
Oh,
create a playlist
yeah.
for
Oh,
your
a
yeah.
workout playlist. Like, listen to this when you're cooking for me. To the kitchen, woman.
What's the cooking?
Hey, yo, buns. These are jokes.
Look at the flip.
I hope so.
Look at the flip. Now play.
Posing out
He's
this-
whipping It's amigos.
Nah, these are all jokes, guys. These are all jokes.
Women belong in the boardroom, man.
Here,
Man.
What's your female viewership like
Yeah.
on this podcast?
It's actually fairly
Trust
high,
me,
bro.
that's
Fairly high.
that dislike.
We don't
is
offend
going to
anyone,
be
yeah.
mad
It's
on this
quite
one.
high. Okay,
Jesse, would you?
Magic.
Would I?
Create a playlist for your girlfriend.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, I will.
Say that thing.
Sir, number 6. Vacation with the boys for a week or your girlfriend? Like, say you've gone to like
Is
the
it a
coast.
week?
Bro,
It's
I
a
hate how you
week
keep
for
asking
both.
like about our girlfriend.
So I have no girlfriend.
We need
Yeah.
to. You have no girlfriend. But if
Yeah.
you did,
If I did, I don't know who she is and what her vibe
right?
is.
You don't know if you have
But
to be with her on
currently,
vacation.
currently, the boys.
The boys.
Like,
Hey.
like it's just easier.
sir, I saw that all of you nodded. I was like, I don't need to
Nah.
ask anyone.
Me,
Yeah.
now me give me the boys. Last time I went to in that specific example. Last time I traveled was with the boys. Was so lit, you guys.
Yeah.
Bro, that boy is every day, man. I hate how like, bro, mainstream media makes it seem like just guys can't have fun together, man. Just as the boys, bro. There's always has to be like women
You
involved.
go
man.
as the boys, get your passports, go to Ibiza.
Yeah.
Party.
Unts the night away, bro.
Listen, that
You're
boy
gonna
is every
spot
day.
Jaycee over there with some girl. You're gonna be like, whoa,
With the boys.
and
Yeah.
and he's gonna be like with some Latino
Pause.
lady. He's
Yeah. Bro, you see, there has to always be ladies involved, man. That's
No,
my
you're just with the boys
even
now.
when you go on a trip with the boys, it has to be to a lady heavy place. Man. Like, guys just in Ibiza because
You can't go to like the pyramids.
You can't just go. And
yeah, the pyramids with the boys.
The only reason you
That's
take
good,
a,
man.
in my opinion, you take a girl is with you is if you're like really serious with her, like really serious. But other than that, I think you'll have more fun with the boys.
Nah,
In my
no,
opinion.
you don't have to be really serious with that.
I mean, that's the only way I'm taking a girl
company.
on a
I mean, it
vacation
depends
right
on the
now.
girl. You could have a really good time with,
With
a
a
girl.
girl, yeah.
It might not even be a girl who you're dating.
Like a
Like
friend.
if she's mob vibes, you know, it might be. I mean, I know some girls
Yeah.
like that.
Some
But
girls are
just
guys.
vibes.
But if you're not really serious, then it's like kind of taking sun to the beach.
Some girls are bros. Some girls are
Okay,
bro
first
vibes,
relax,
you
first
know.
relax. This guy is a poet, though.
It's time
What
to
is
that.
it?
You know what
Time
it
to
is.
that.
If you're not really serious, bro, it's like, why don't you just go and just go with your boys and have a blast,
As in,
bro.
like, anyway.
Number, so, this number, pooping at a friend's place.
What?
A friend.
Depends on
Not
the
your
friend.
home.
What did you say?
A friend.
Did you
Yeah.
say pooping?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's the bros, bro, I
No, it depends on has to be my
You're
real
blasting
boy.
that thing.
easy.
My real boy.
It's the bros.
But
No.
other than that, nada.
No.
I'm dumping at home.
For me, the thing is that I would not prefer to do it. But if the body decides that it wants to release, then there is a facility for a reason.
Trusha,
This guy talks about shit in such a sophisticated
I'm telling you, bro.
I would not like to read it. However,
If I had to, if I had a choice, like my bathroom at home, that's like the comfortable seat for me, bro. Like that's where the bowel movement is smoothest. Like, yeah,
the comfort zone.
using the bathroom in public areas is just take a piss.
I
Usually.
feel like, but my condition is that he has to like live by himself, or I'd be using like the bathroom in his room. But like I go
The guest bathroom.
I like how all of you are saying he.
You guys,
Hey,
It's always
it's
the
a
boys
girl.
there.
has
Yo,
life
even-
ever handed you lemons? You're going to be handed
Dude,
lemons.
lemon
Aya.
in that bathroom.
Look at them painting their
Like
perfect
Beyonce,
scenarios.
bro.
My boy,
My
lives
boy is
alone.
in his room.
You're going to be with your babe in a house.
Anyway, I guess at the end of
It's
the
going to be
day,
diarrhea.
if nature calls,
if I must diarrhea is one is a different that's a different animal.
how do you stop that? That one you have to.
No,
go,
it's unbeaten. That one's like Mayweather, bro.
Nah, if you have diarrhea,
No.
just stay at home.
And
And you
unbeaten
can't you
50
can't
together.
cane a border.
Oh
if you
my
have diarrhea.
Lord.
But you're Russian.
Yeah, boy.
From
Kira
Those
to
humps,
me.
grrr. There's no way home like Spider-Man, bro.
Okay, those Rambo strips might do you dirty, bro.
Bruh, listen.
Okay, now I don't know if I should ask this one.
Nah, just was it another sexual question?
Nah. Okay, okay. Would you rather be?
Guys, shut up.
Would you rather, if you were to choose, would you rather be a sugar baby or a sugar daddy?
What did Mark makes it? Young sugar daddy.
I
every
would also
day,
rather
bruh.
not answer this question.
Young sugar daddy.
Yeah.
every day,
Let me not answer this question.
Every day.
Let these guys answer.
Yeah, magic.
Let
You'll elect to avoid it.
me see, between sugar daddy and sugar baby.
Young sugar daddy. I can answer that one for you, knowing you.
Nah, actually, I think I'd be a sugar daddy.
Yeah,
What is a
easily.
sugar
What
baby,
is
bro?
that?
And do I look like one?
Why am I a grown man being
I'm a
called
sugar baby, you get.
Relax.
Do I am? Nah, I'm playing.
Hello, sugar gives you flame. Who told me that? No, told me sugar gives you flame.
In the throat.
That's why they stopped eating sugar. I never had that reason.
Look,
I
can
never
I
had-
sing or something?
This is the last one. Jesse, this is your question.
Mm.
Would you rather own the most powerful Windows device or like a normal Mac?
Give me the most powerful Windows device.
Windows.
Relax. How can you ask me that?
Windows server. That is a MacBook.
Okay, so most powerful Android device.
Android, like
Yeah.
phones,
Yeah.
or
Because it's
an
supposed to be
iPhone.
Windows Android
Is
or like a normal Mac iPhone.
But give me the most powerful anything, bro. Like I'm
Don't
not that brand loyal that
Yeah.
I'll say
Ah,
I won't
cap.
take the most powerful.
capping. He's
He's
capping.
Did I ask you? Did you ask
Yeah,
me? This is my
Captain
answer to your
Random.
question that you asked me.
Tinder.
Captain Tinder. That's too funny. Nintendo Swing
The
lah.
brand loyalty this guy has
Nintendo
for
Swing.
Apple is mad.
Bro, wait. Am I answering or is it yours? So you have just dismissed my whole answer. So I'll carry on. No, what's yours? Anything else, guys?
Nah.
Yo, we actually have a few things. So did you guys hear about this surgery that makes you taller?
Down there, they break your bones and detach them, and
something like that.
It's a
man.
thing.
yeah, that it's been on for a while. That
Yeah.
surgery, but it's very painful, and I'd not recommend it, man. You only get
Apparently-
like 2-3 inches.
Apparently, it was like a thing where not anymore, bro.
I mean,
Apparently, it
you
was a
did
thing where guys who would get it are guys who are born with a deformity where one leg is significantly longer than the other.
that. Yeah.
So the way the procedure works is that they break your leg and then put some sort of like device inside it. And every day you kind of like press this button and the device keeps like stretching. It like stretches like the bone that's growing or something, bro.
Yeah, the
So-
fracture.
yeah. So you basically get taller. At first it was just to make that other leg longer, but you know how guys are. Now it's like a cosmetic procedure that they offer where you go, they break your legs and put the things in them. And they make you taller, bro. It's no longer some shit like that, bro. Now they'll give you inches. You go for like 5'5" to like 6, whatever you want.
Bro, like I do not care to be told that much. bro.
Yo,
I've seen videos of that procedure, but that looks like the most painful procedure you can go through, especially just for cosmetic reasons. bro.
purposes.
They literally break your femurs
yeah.
and stretch them. Then they have to grow into like the space in between. The bone grows into that,
Yeah.
and before it completely goes, they stretch it again. They just do. Bro, I'm like, huh?
Do you know, I think I
What does that feel like on a day-to-day basis?
First of all, the healing process. So when they're explaining it to you at first, they show you just a picture of the guy before and then him now, like standing side by side. So you're like, oh, this guy got really tall. And he looks normal. But then they'll tell you that it takes 3 months before you can walk again. And 6 months before you can run again. But that's 6 months after it's done, like with all that pressing shit. So before that pressing shit is done, you're just on your bed, bro, for like a good 9. But when you see these guys walk or run, those guys look like fucking titans. That guys move like this, bro. They move like their legs are literally like this. You can just see that if you give this guy a swift one to the femur.
I didn't expect an
Titan.
anime reference from Melvin. Well
Yeah, I
done.
have him in the back pocket, man.
Yeah, well done.
Listen, bro. I should have said Kalabanda. I missed it, bro.
Missed opportunity.
Wendy. Anyway, listen. Yeah, man, that's some scary shit, you guys. But listen, if you want to be taller, man,
I mean, yeah, I guess you have options.
that's
That's
because I've
your
seen what the
option.
BBL chicks go through as well, man.
Which chicks?
The
BBL, Brazilian.
Yeah, chicks
butt
who get
lift.
like surgery on their butts and their
Oh, okay.
thingies.
You can't walk.
Bro, those chicks cannot walk.
You
out to
can't
the
sit,
airport. They
you
can't
can't-
sit.
So what do you do?
They give them more pillows and they keep getting checked on when they leave the airport. Like when they get wheeled out to the airport, first of all, like wheelchairs. But when they get to the car that's taking them, they have to like lie down. They lie on their stomach.
So how do you sit in the wheelchair if you can't sit?
I guess they are softer wheelchairs because they're made for medical thingies. But they're in pain. It's not
just a
enjoying
simple-
sitting on a wheelchair. They're in pain the whole time, bro.
I say they're painkillers.
Yeah.
Bruh.
There's a guy who had like a BBL. He had like a BBL Uber.
A guy.
It's like a hearse.
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
transformed the hearse into a.
So
an
you
Uber.
just
Like the seats are
slide
like
them.
lying down
So you
seats,
just lie down.
You just
and the
lie
seat
down.
belt kind of goes over here like this.
Seat belt. Just lie down.
Because I mean,
lie
imagine
down.
if you modified the car, it should also be
This
safe.
guy is very, very, very
Practical.
very ahead.
Practical
dog.
Business
Business mind.
They just strap you down there.
Okay, yes. You hold the
Yeah.
seat belt like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you guys see the Coachella this weekend?
No.
Nah.
That's the thing. None of us knew about it, but it happened.
No, I knew it was there.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Harry Styles and all.
Yeah.
I knew. But
Any
I
African artists performing? Thames?
didn't
Probably.
see
I
any.
think probably Wiz. Probably.
I don't remember.
I think Wiz. I didn't see the lineup.
All I know is
I'll-
The Weeknd and Swedish House Mafia replaced Kanye
Yeah, they
Swedish House
headlined.
Mafia reunited for Coachella.
with
No,
The
they've been-
Weeknd. They
they've been
performed
reunited,
together.
bro.
When did they reunite? I know they did like
for
a
Coachella.
No, even before.
Oh,
they reunited like a
released
year or
Brains.
two
Yeah, they put
ago.
an album
Last
out.
year.
Yeah.
Last year.
So they're back. It wasn't just for that
But
project.
I actually think they put an album out this weekend, Easter weekend.
Ah.
Yeah, for
Ah.
Coachella. Yeah.
All I know is they performed with The Weeknd
Yeah.
to replace Kanye.
And it looked sick.
In
Yeah, it was such a fire performance.
The headliner.
For me, what I want is
Mhm.
the African artist headlining one of those things.
Mm.
You know, Burna Boy
Mm.
said
Yeah, he'll do it.
that he was doing Coachella when last year, but one. And then he said that when his mom, who is his manager, sent him the message that you're on Coachella, and she sent him the
Flag.
poster.
Yeah.
He was like,
Where?
"No, I'm
Where
not.
am
Where
I?
am I?"
Yeah.
And then he had to look and
Yeah, the
zoom.
tiny name, eh?
Yeah.
He did
And I'm like,
that shit.
when there's an African artist at the top like this,
Yeah.
that's when I'll be at Coachella. I
I'm
will
kind
go.
of-
fire,
I'm kind
that's
of more
fire.
excited for like African like tour culture or festival culture to grow.
Mhm.
To be lit for us to just say, bro, let's go to Zambia. There's this festival.
There
there's this
is
festival."
there's Afro Nation and Afrochella.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Afro
but
Nation is in
Afro Nation is in
Portugal.
Portugal. That's the thing.
Afrochella is in Ghana.
They're both. No,
Ghana.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
both.
think both of them are
They're
in
both
Ghana.
Afro Nation.
No, Afro
events,
Nation
right?
is
Afro Nation is in Portugal.
There's
Then
always
Afro Nation
one-
have one in
there's always
Accra as
one in-
well.
It's that
there's always
Afrochella
one
thing.
in-
It's just like
No, but there's always an Afro Nation in Portugal and then one in Africa. I just don't know if it's always in Ghana.
Yeah. I've had
Might be
that. I've had.
different.
I think that recent or previous one was in Ghana. That's the one where I had people that were going for
Yeah,
Afro Nation.
I think
in
they
Ghana.
move.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but
that
it's
would be lit.
wild to have an Afro Nation in Portugal, you get. Unless it's for like the diasporan Africans.
In Lisbon.
diaspora Africans.
Those ones.
Mm.
Yeah. That's what they call them.
No.
That's cool. Okay. You guys want to talk about Elon Musk again?
What did he do
What did
this
he do
time?
now?
he launched like a proper bid now to buy the whole of Twitter.
Yeah.
42
The
billion.
entire thing.
42
Yeah.
billion.
He said he wants to buy it himself. He said that same free speech shit, that it's the most important tool for
Okay,
free speech.
Twitter is about to
It's
get
not being used for its-
wild.
But he said that this was his last and only offer, and if they jam it, that he was withdrawing from the company completely.
Like even
He
his
was going to sell his
8%.
shares.
Backing.
Bruh,
42 billion.
billion. That's 42,000 million, you guys.
Yeah, but
Or 4,200.
bro,
Like, is it
42,000.
majority shares
he
or like
wants
he's
all of
buying
it.
the company?
He wants everything. He wants to be the only like shareholder. So I highly doubt that's gonna work, bro.
I think 42 billion is a bit low.
You think so? For
I
Twitter,
think so.
42 billion sounds. It's a lot of money, but for Twitter,
bro. But just know it. It
That
seems like it's
sounds
low.
Yeah.
It seems like it's low, but like in his in that same statement that he released, he's buying it for above the actual market price. Like, you know, what
The
the shareholders
valuation.
would value it at if they were selling it
Huh.
might be one thing, but then the actual like cost of the share, right? He's buying it for more.
But let me ask:
And
is it going to be
significantly
like,
more.
say, how Zuckerberg owns Facebook, but people still have shares? Or for him,
he doesn't own all of it. He's also a shareholder in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now he's
He wants
all of
100%
Twitter.
shares.
Yeah. 42 billion.
Man.
Bro, that's an ungodly amount of money, bro. And he says he wants to buy it himself as Elon Musk.
Yeah.
How much is this guy worth? 100 and 200 billion?
Nah,
Something crazy.
He's higher than.
I don't think he's
200.
getting it though. I think these guys will give it to him.
He's way higher than 200.
200?
Relax.
What is
First
it?
be
Is it a
serious.
300?
No,
Might be-
but first be
might be up
serious
there.
now. Eh.
Maybe
That's too
280.
high.
That's too high, bro.
What?
Nah, I know
Fuck
him and Bezos were competing
up
for
there.
200 at
He's
some
at
point.
264.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I know
he's
he's
up
close
there,
to
bro.
300.
It's crazy.
Last I
It's close
checked,
to
when the
300.
richest man in the world, they're both competing at 200, 200.
This is madness.
That's crazy.
Bro, billion with a
It's
B.
crazy.
with a B.
That's madness. 264 billion
Bruh,
at the age of 50 years.
that guy is swimming in cash, bro.
Okay, what kills me about that guy is he has jumped to get married. Ever since his divorce, he's like, mm-mm.
Never again.
I think it was like Jeff Bezos' wife is now the richest.
Okay, I mean, to be fair,
Relax.
whoever divorces him is living with 264. That's 132.
Never that.
But you know, it's not exactly half.
Yeah,
but bro, how much do you
But it's a
need?
big amount.
You
Okay,
need
they'll check the 34 give her hand.
Even him, I can walk away,
You
you
get
guy.
No, but
Even if they give her 1 billion, that's 1,000 million.
yeah, it wouldn't be smart for him to get married. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Financially, as his financial
You know,
advisor.
the funny thing
I wouldn't
about him
advise
is,
it.
as his
As his financial advisor.
against.
Advise against
getting
that.
married.
What kills me is that guy married the same woman twice.
Elon Musk?
Did he divorce her the first
That
time?
was true love.
He,
That was true love.
I
did
think
you
he
guys
was
watch
married
The
to her
Ultimator?
for like 3 years.
Come on,
Then
did
the
you guys
next
watch The
year,
Ultimator?
married her again. Oh, down on Netflix.
Did you?
I haven't yet.
I hate
But
this
like,
nigga.
relax. What have we
I
done?
told you guys watch The Ultimator. I will talk about it next time. Because I have too much jazz. When he said true love, I remembered. Okay.
What are you watching right now, Robin?
I'm not watching much. One of the things that I've gotten into really is the Formula One show on Netflix.
Drive to
Drive to
Survive.
Drive to Survive. Oh,
I haven't watched the
damn.
new season yet.
It's
so
got
fire.
it's the drama
Yeah.
is I can't believe that such a thing exists.
Right?
I can't believe it's
Yeah.
real.
These guys are just driving
So-
cars, but you
And also
don't
watching
know.
Formula One in real time.
Yeah.
Versus the show.
It
was
made
like,
me
bruh, that
it made
is
me start watching
crazy.
Formula One, which I
Yeah.
guess was their purpose, and they
Yeah.
got me.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Otherwise, I'm not really watching anything much. Like I'm at a period in my life where, okay, there's also one other thing I'm watching, which is Atlanta.
Oh, season 3.
Same.
You gotta watch Atlanta.
Tell me what you think of a new episode.
I've not watched a new episode. Is it episode 4 or 5?
5.
I've not watched episode 5.
Okay.
yet.
What do you
I've
think
not
of
watched
4? Was 4 the billionaire?
I've watched only up to 3. But isn't you talking about the episode spoilers for people who watch it?
I use
Oh, they're on the internet show. Why on the internet?
Guys
If they
are
don't
used.
spoilers.
guys are used,
Anyway.
bro.
For me, I think I'll say about episode 1 specifically because
That was hard.
episode 1 really,
Was hard.
really
And
got me.
unexpected.
Yeah. As in,
Yeah.
like it was. While I was watching it, I was like, "What the hell was going on? And who wrote this thing? And why did they
Yeah.
write it? And it's so offside, and
Yeah.
I was so mind blown.
Yeah.
It speaks a lot to black people.
Is Atlanta like Black Mirror? Like
You know,
different
episode
episodes,
1
no.
episode
different-
1 gave Black Mirror vibes though.
Yeah.
It was very far
Mm.
out, bro.
It was
Far
it was like a one-off.
Yeah.
Uh,
My question about episode 1 was he dreaming or was it him? Was he the kid?
I guess that's the question they want you to ask. I guess that's the question they want you to ask.
Listen,
And
bro,
whatever you
I don't
take
know.
away, it doesn't matter because
Inception.
yeah, it doesn't matter if you think that it's him or not. But if it is him, it's quite a lot to say about the character. Man,
That was a good episode.
that thing was deep.
That's a good season, bro, of Atlanta. This might be the best season.
Yeah, those guys.
I can't wait for you to watch episode 4 and 5 because they are a mess. A mess.
I'll go and do it tonight,
Yeah.
man. Just
I can't
go
wait,
on
bro.
FX because we don't pirate. And
Wait,
then,
what was episode 3? Was that the one?
They never that. We
never
don't
that.
pirate
Why
here.
is it
we don't pirate.
Why are you going to find it?
Pirate? What's a pirate?
FX.
Hey,
You just
you'll find it. It's there. If it's there, you'll find it. Yeah. Alright, guys. I feel like we should close this out.
Yeah.
We've been doing 1 hour 45.
oh my.
Really?
Wallahi.
Jesus.
Well,
Okay,
if you want to stick around.
guys, we're adding a new segment to the show where we just play some music that we're enjoying. I guess for now we're just going to be playing mostly local music, just local artists that we're really, really fucking with. So tell us what you think, man, of the artists that you listen to. We're going to try to link their, I guess we'll link their music or their pages or whatever.
It's ideal.
And yeah, let's see how it goes, man.
For this segment, the song I've chosen is "Love Me" by Conrad and Kohen. Jaycee. I really like this song. It's a vibe. I think they did a good job. Kind of, can I say sampling? What did they do to that nursery rhyme?
Yeah, they're definitely like, I guess we can call it a sample.
Remixing?
Yeah.
They
That's
remixed
better.
it.
Yeah. Reimagining.
Reimagine, reinterpretation
Yeah.
of this vibe.
Alright. This is Love Me by Conrad.
So you actual.
Titi katitira, me like the way you whine from the beat non-stop. Titi katitira, karaire kabo ine munywani wako. Titi katitira, me like the way you whine from the beat non-stop. Titi katitira, karaire kabo ine munywani wako. Baby girl, it's only you. Mash up my world and turn me on. Me like the way that you lift and ground me up. That you lift and ground me. Oh, baby girl, you turn me on. Mash up my world and turn me on. Me like the way that you lift and ground me. That you lift and ground me. Oh,
Bino bikuba, style zinyuma. Nothing she cannot do. Tuchino wire, ubuhoro kije, mwije crew coming through. Best on the world, man, you ring in my phone. Beat make us got that son, I hit the gong. Let the one on me tight, and no space in the zone.
Girl, believe me, don't you leave me. Gucci me color together, keep moving. Paka chini, why not tease me? Please, salamu kwana, would you give me? Yeah, me wanna touch your body. Baby girl, me want you to call me daddy. My girl, Ompuranga tsunami. Everywhere me go, baby girl, follow me.
Baby girl, I love me. I got the time, would you love me? Baby kiss all the time, would you love me, love me? I got the time, would you love me, love me, yeah. Baby girl, I love me. I got the time, would you love me? Baby kiss all the time, would you love me, love me? I got the time, would you love me, yeah.
Titi katitira, me like the way you whine from the beat non-stop. Titi katitira, karaire kabo ine munywani wako. Titi katitira, me like the way you whine from the beat non-stop. Titi katitira, karaire kabo ine munywani wako. Baby girl, it's only you. Mash up my world and turn me on. Me like the way that you lift and ground me up. That you lift and ground me. Oh, baby girl, you turn me on. Mash up my world and turn me on. Me like the way that you lift and ground me.
Yeah.
That you lift and ground me. Oh,
check. Shawty take it to the ground for me. But when you shaking it, you gotta look back at it. Yeah. Say my baby gon' ride for me. Even in the dog, say she gon' lie for me. My boy is an Ivy. Why you denying me? You be sativa, say you want to hide me. I be feeling the kind of ways to crazy, a kind of feeling that the send you long text, you don't reply me. Baby, try me, please allow me.
One to vibration, that's the army.
I'm pretty sure I wanna make you my wifey. You looking like a man, you can never be exciting. Girl, easy too much, what's medulla? Band on look the girl, then Medusa. And I'm a legend waiting on a green light. Great pretty in the ground, man, you pretty in a real life. Do I come and fuck up the show? Yes, you can tell by how I switch up the flow. I'm blessed, yes, so me never can't vex. Never been big master, they can't test. Easy.
Titi katitira, me like the way you whine from the beat non-stop. Titi katitira, karaire kabo ine munywani wako. Titi katitira, me like the way you whine from the beat non-stop. Titi katitira, karaire kabo ine munywani wako. Baby girl, it's only you. Mash up my world and turn me on. Me like the way that you lift and ground me. That you lift and ground me. Oh, baby girl, you turn me on. Mash up my world and turn me on. Me like the way that you lift and ground me. Oh, that you lift and ground me. Oh.
Like, so every time you were saying,
You thought this was the one?
Yeah.
Nah, it's not the one.
It's not the one.
It's not the one.
Robin.
Yeah, it was Love Me by Cohen and Axon and Manly and Bill the Oracle. Yo, who's Bill the Oracle? Oh, I know Bill. That's my boy, man. I went to school that guy.
Bill
the
Oracle.
Bill the
Oracle.
Oracle. That's lit. Oh,
That's
and
such a fire
Cohen
name, though.
JC.
Bill the Oracle.
Alright, Robin, you go next.
Oh, my song is Kankubulire by Bero featuring Abaasa. It's an amazing song and it's off of Bero's home EP. Yeah, just play the jam. I don't have much to say about it. It's just beautiful music.
Let's go.
I'm writing a song for you, 'cause I got no way to explain it. Shake me
I'm writing this song for you, 'cause you're taking my heart with your love. So I'll keep it close now. Yeah. I wanna keep you next to me, don't ever leave Kankubulire. I wanna keep you close now. I promise I'll never leave.
We love the vibes.
First base.
Guys, Robin needs to tell you. He needs to tell you something about that song. I'm not gonna say it. You have to be the one who says it. The role you played
Oh,
in that full
like,
ego.
come on, the role that I played bass on the song, but it's not important to the
It
song.
was the song, bro.
No,
Jesus Christ.
guitar was the song, but
Listen, that
voice
shit-
was the
guitar.
song.
That shit sounded like
Bero's
Yeah.
voice was fire.
Bero's voice
But
was-
that bass.
Yeah. Nah, Bero's dope.
It's mob jazz. That's
Guys,
Musks jazz.
Mob. Yeah, listen.
mob
Yeah,
jazz.
that was Kankubulire by Bero and Abaasa and
The
Robin.
boy.
Robin.
Because
Come
that's
on.
Only because I'm the
Mm.
guest.
Let's go.
Only because- I'll accept
Yeah,
it.
so listen to a home EP by her. Is it an EP, an album? Album.
Home EP. Yeah,
EP,
It's an
EP.
It's an EP.
By
let's
Bero.
go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's fire.
Magic, I think you should go next. Oh no, the voice.
The voice. So my song is Uber Guy, Jaycee Moto. It's a fire jam.
Let's go.
And I relate.
Is it, bruh?
You
Uber
relate?
guy.
I really don't. I don't.
You
I
get
don't. I
shocked
don't.
by an
Relax.
Uber guy. That's why Uber is
What
failing.
kind of
I'm playing.
Uber?
I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
Did you use the app again after
You want Uber guy Shakla voice? That guy said, I'm going to destroy this whole algorithm, bruh. You're close in this country.
I'm deleting it from Metaverse.
That's too funny. Alright. Uber guy by Jaycee Moto.
Oh, she left me for an Uber guy. Uber guy. She gave so many reasons why. Uber guy. Ziboda boda yazikoa, mutaxi zimuswaza, obugari chobogera ko, That's when he came along. No need to sing a sweet song. What he had was a Range Rover. That's when I saw my lady roll over. She wasn't tipsy, she was sober. And this was my dismay. She left me for an Uber guy. Uber guy. Gave so many reasons why. Uber guy. She left me for an Uber guy. And I could not believe my eyes. She left me for an Uber. Now she claims to see the light, with a future so bright, and this gave me sleepless nights. Hey, I tried to win her back. That's when he came along. No need to sing a sweet song. What he had was a Range Rover. That's when I saw my lady roll over. She left me for an Uber guy. Yeah, Uber guy. She gave so many reasons why. Oh. She left me for an Uber guy, and I could not believe my eyes. She left me for an Uber. She left me for an Uber, yeah. I picked myself up and dusted my shoulder. My homies told me this kind of thing makes me stronger. Yeah, just when I was looking for some clarity, and that is when I found my own epiphany. Now I'm an Uber
not trying to take some other man's girl by becoming an Uber guy, man. Like, this is my way of feeling. And you know what they say, man. If you can't beat them, just join them. Now I'm an Uber guy. Don't ask me no reasons why. I wore my heart on my sleeve, surrendered everything that I could possibly keep, and all she ever did was all let me. Oh, I wore my heart on my sleeve, surrendered everything that I could possibly keep. Happy, so naive. Yeah. Oh.
Right there, we had Uber Guy by Jaycee Moto.
Listen, fire song, very fire song where he's dirty marking an Uber guy.
She left me for an Uber guy.
Yeah, that song was inspired by the voice. We were shocked by an Uber guy, so he decided to shut the whole app down. Listen, yeah, my song is Pound or Shilling by Mutono. Spectacular rapper,
That's a
bruh.
fire
That
jam.
guy can only go up. Also, he watches every episode of this podcast, man, and slides and
You
talks.
see him in the comments. Shout out you, Mutombo.
Yeah, and I just found out that him and
my boy.
yeah. Listen, we didn't even know that before we brought him to the show. I don't want you guys think Mutono forced us. Listen, but that's gonna be my song, Pound or Shilling by Mutono.
Uber Guy.
256, Repping Kampala, prolific.
Pound or a shilling, or euro, a dollar. I know I'ma get it by repping Kampala. I'm on the stove, I ain't got time for beef, but when it come to eating, I'll bring the masala. Got a bunch of things that's all on my plate, but if she on the menu, Hakuna Matata. She said she wanna record it while reaching for my phone, baby, that ain't no
Woke up this morning, feeling like greatness. One look in the mirror, confirm that it's true. Melanin excellence, life keep on testing me. Been on that course, so this ain't nothing new. She said I'm too deep, baby, what you expect? Cause the brand is prolific, you know how we do. Goal is transparent, meaning that it's clear that we ain't got no option but to see it through. It's a new wave, we only get in buckets. If you're not with us, then you definitely conceding. Since we taking off, I'ma let you know. Don't know if you heard, this is only the beginning. We putting in the work. Everyone involved is a certified crane, all we've ever known is building. Moses with the flows, holding up the mic with every line of ways paved. Now everyone is believing.
Pound over shilling, or euro, a dollar. I know I'ma get it by repping Kampala. I'm on the stove, I ain't got time for beef, but when it come to eating, I'll bring the masala. Got a bunch of things that's all on my plate, but if she on the menu, Hakuna Matata. She said she wanna record it while reaching for my phone, baby, that ain't no
Look a man, look a God. Look at real, the antonym of facade. Different perspective, the whole playlist is a collage. On the road, we keep it together like a garage. Only why your fan can identify the mirage. The realest of the real can see the fake from afar. Got the cleanest range, vocabulary velar. Evoking emotion, whipping and picking at your scars. Therapeutic when I'm giving a mental massage. Dealing in damage, I'm wreaking of havoc. I cut to the chase, I'm not leaving them hanging. Dropping the hits, unbelievable savage. Considered a pilot, cause I'm always consistently sticking to landing. Prolific. If there ever was a when, it would probably be the now. I went into the game, this would probably be the vows. If there ever was a way, this is definitely how.
Under a shilling, or euro, a dollar. I know I'ma get it by repping Kampala. I'm on the stove, I ain't got time for beef, but when it come to eating, I'll bring the masala. Got a bunch of things that's all on my plate, but if she on the menu, Hakuna Matata. She said she wanna record it while reaching for my phone, baby, that ain't no wahala. Oh, wahala. That ain't no wahala, ain't no wahala. Baby, that ain't no wahala. Carry the flag, 256, repping Kampala. Carry the flag, 256, carry the flag. Whoa, ain't no wahala. Baby, that ain't no wahala, ain't no wahala, ain't no wahala, ain't no wahala.
Yes. This was fun. We'll keep doing this. This was too fun. Yeah, man. Robin, thank you so much for coming, man.
Yeah,
this was amazing,
it's
bro.
been amazing, guys. I've
So
really
good to-
loved it. I've really loved it. It's
So
been a
good
great
to have
time.
you.
Voice.
Wendy.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Wendy's name. Wendy's not here.
Listen, man. We'll be seeing you around. I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna keep being in the same place. Hopefully, we'll visit your office soon so we can watch the end of Kalabanda. Kalabanda ate my homework.
It's only on my laptop.
Just say nothing. Say nothing. We'll come to your desk.
Now we know where to
We'll
find
come to
it.
your desk.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I guess that's all we have for today. Peace and love, everyone, and we'll see you
Stay safe, man.
later this week.
Deuces.